We also had a good game in the morning where the Chitwan Tigers came up just short.
We've seen 3 matches, and all 3 matches going down to the very last over. And the fact that, well, I was predicting a low-scoring game all through the tournament, but the second game was very different. But I'm seeing that every game is going down to the last over, and I don't predict that to be very different even today. And that's what's making it very exciting, and a very good turnout yesterday as well, because every game is going down to the last over.
Yeah, so that was day 2. We had 2 absolute thrillers, and it's all about day 3 now. We've got 2 games again. We've got a 9 o'clock start. We've got a little bit of dew on the ground. That's going to burn off. We have a lovely sunny day. Game 1, 9 a.m. start. It's going to be the Chitwan Tigers against the Kathmandu Kings 11. The first time we're going to see the Kings in action this tournament. And this afternoon, we've got the Lalipur Patriots, and they're going to be playing against the Rhinos. The Rhinos looking to bounce back from that remarkable defeat yesterday. Talk to us a little bit about the table, Nav. We know that every side's going to play each other once. The top 4 are going to have a chance to advance to the playoffs. But of those 6 teams, where does the table look so far?
It's probably still a little too early in the tournament for the table to have any significance, to be honest. But the Biratnagar Warriors, the defending champions, they somehow managed to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat in their first game. So they have 2 points on the table. And the Lalipur Patriots, they redeemed themselves yesterday after losing the first game. So they have 2 points on the board as well. Well, and the Gladiators after that miraculous innings. And so they're on the board as well. Kathmandu playing their first game against the Rhinos. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, and obviously the Chitwan Tigers need to get off to a win after yesterday's loss and get their points on the board. So we're going to come back to you in just a few minutes. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Welcome back. Andrew Leonard here. It's the Riddy City Cement presenting the How's That pre-game show. We're going to have the toss now. It was taken a little earlier, and it's going to be between the Tigers and the Kings. Let's see who won it. Let's see who's going to bat or bowl.
As the Chitwan Tigers take on the Kathmandu Kings 11. Chitwan Tigers in the morning game yesterday couldn't come through in its first game for Kathmandu Kings 11. I've got the two captains alongside me, the captain of Chitwan Tigers, Prithu Baskota, the captain of Kathmandu Kings 11, Mr. Sompal Kami, and the match referee, Mr. Dipendra Chaudhary. Who has the coin? All right, Prithu, it is going to be to toss the coin. Sompal's call. Heads is the call. And heads it is. So Sompal Kami and Kathmandu Kings 11 have won the toss. Sompal, के गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ?
Obviously ball first किनकि समय यसमा केही भनौँ न म्याच पनि खेलेको छैन अनि मर्निङमा जहिले पनि यहाँ ड्यू पाइरहन्छ त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ बल फर्स्ट
के स्कोरमा रेस्ट्रिक्ट गर्न पाउनु भयो तपाईले अपोनेन्टलाई भने चाहिँ खुसी हुनुहुन्थ्यो होला
अकर्डिङ टु विकेट हैन विकेट कस्तो खेल्छ अनि किनकि टी20 त्यसले 140 150 को बीचमा रोक्न एकदमै इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ हैन यो विकेटमा किनकि भनौँ न विकेट चेन्ज भइरा हुन्छ एभ्री मिनेट र एभ्री आवर त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ 140 150 को बीचमा रोक्दा चाहिँ एकदम राम्रो हुन्छ
तपाईको टिम लाइनअप पेपरमा हेर्दाखेरि वान अफ द स्ट्रंगेस्ट टी20 साइड थियो अघिल्लो वर्ष खासै के गर्न सकेन काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 रे तर यस वर्ष ठूला ठूला नामहरु पनि अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय खेलाडीको रूपमा आबद्ध भएका छन् कस्तो छ मुड ड्रेसिङ रुममा TVS EPL 2018 को पहिलो गेम खेल्नु भन्दा अगाडि
सबै प्लेयर चाहिँ एकदमै लाइक एक्साइटेड छ हैन लिएर लास्ट इयर अब जे भयो राम्रो गर्न सकेन प्लेयरहरुले परफर्मेन्स भएन किनकि नेम लिस्ट मात्रै हैन परफर्मेन्स एकदमै इम्पोर्टेन्ट गर्छ टी20 मा खास गरी किनकि अब टी20 मा ब्याकअप गर्न चाहिँ एकदमै गाह्रो हुन्छ त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ लेट्स सी यो वर्ष चाहिँ हामीले राम्रो गर्नेछौं
Good luck, Sompal. Thank you. Prithu, toss is always very crucial. Morning game, you'll have to go out there and bat first. What's the target you have in your mind right now?
Well, nothing as such right now. We just need to bat well. And, well, it looks a decent track, better than the first game we played on. Looking forward for it.
Right. Yesterday, the morning match itself, you guys couldn't come through. Are there any changes that you're making in your side?
Yeah, we've got one change. Dilip is resting and Sandeep Sunar is coming in. So, yeah, we're looking forward for it.
All right. Thank you very much, Prithu. All the best. And that's it from the center then. Kathmandu Kings 11 have won the toss and they've decided to bowl first.
Well, a very good morning to everyone tuning in to Day 3 of the TVS Everest Premier League. Another doubleheader lined up to you this Monday. It's the Chitwan Tigers against the Kathmandu Kings 11. The Kathmandu Kings 11 playing their first game of the tournament. And the Chitwan Tigers come back for their second match in as many days. And I've been joined in the commentary box by my coach who knows a lot about the Everest Premier League and Nepal cricket. Good morning, Suraj.
Very good morning to you, Navneet. What a match we have in our hands. Chitwan Tigers versus the Kathmandu Kings 11. Kathmandu Kings 11, on paper, one of the best T20 sides in this league. Last year, too, that was the case, but they couldn't pull through according to their reputation. Change that this year.
Wonderful. And just a very quick look at the two teams. Prithu Baskota leading the Chitwan Tigers and their star player, Dipendra Singhari, the player to watch out for. But have a look at the list at the bottom. Paul Sterling, Josh Simpson. Suraj, what we saw in Day 2, will that ever be replicated? Ravi Inder Singh did what no one thought he would be able to do.
What a game it was, Navneet. 216 they chased, and there were so many moments in the game where the momentum tilted on both sides. But in the end, Bhairava Gladiators coming through. Sompal Kami, the captain, takes it upon his shoulders to start proceedings for the Kathmandu Kings 11. One of the fastest pacers we have in the Nepali. So good bat. Sompal Kami, 5 matches, 4 wickets. Economy under 7. It's good.
Some good away movement, and it's taken the outside edge, and that's flown past the first slip there. 4 early runs for Sunar, and it's going to be Sunar and Kevin O'Brien to open the batting. I'm sorry, apologies, Paul Sterling.
Yeah, the key there was he played it with soft hands. He didn't go hard at the ball and just opening the face last second. I don't know if that was live But I think Sompal Kami will take that some movement away, so he'll be happy with that. Third man was there deep, placed deep, but he couldn't cut it off.
He's able to generate some good paces, Somkal Suraj, and he's getting that little bit of that away movement as well. And very quickly, he gets a second slip in as well.
So that's the perk of being a captain, I suppose. And of course, Sompal Kami is an asset to the Nepali cricket team. He's a brilliant bowler. I remember him when he was picked in the 2014 tournament, Journey to World Cup. The same organizing team of EPL had hosted that one. And since then, he has never had to look back.
Shot on the leg side, just tucks it away for a single. Chance for a double there. Yes, they make it comfortably. So Suraj here, it's also the battle of the Irishmen, Paul Sterling versus Kevin O'Brien. That's going to be very exciting.
Very crucial for the Chitwan Tigers that their top order delivers. Yesterday too, they couldn't come through. But today, if they're going to pose a significant challenge to the Kathmandu Kings 11, because the pitch is going to get better. From the looks of the first couple of deliveries, there's good carry in the wicket. But, of course, as the sun comes out in the second innings, it's going to get better. Chitwan Tigers will be aware of that and would want to capitalize on the power play.
This is a very good start from Sompal. Good line, good length, and he's generating good amount of pace as well. And you spoke about the top order not firing for the Tigers, and that was primarily because of one player, and that was Sandeep Lamichhane, who got Paul Sterling first, and then John Simpson as well, and that made a huge difference to the result of the game in itself. Now, who's that Sandeep Lamichhane going to be from the Kathmandu Kings 11? We'll wait and watch, but it's time Paul Sterling makes it count.
They have some decent side. Very good bowling in at this. Attacking up for the Kathmandu 11.
Shot on the rise, and he absolutely swats it past covers and mid-off for a boundary. Excellent start for Paul Sterling, and the score at the end of the first over is 12 for no loss. Jitendra Kumar to open the bowling from the far end. And it's going to be Sandeep Sonar on strike. Excellent start to Paul Sterling's innings. Confident looking drive there. Third man there cuts it off, so it's just going to be the single, and that brings Sterling back on strike. And that's just the way he's going to go about his business. It doesn't matter if he got out very early in the previous game.
Well, he's a free-flowing natural bat. His playing style, I don't think I've ever seen him go around negotiating with the ball. He goes after the ball. Once he feels that it's in a length that he can hit it, he can. Jitendra Mukhia, so the two seamers that are starting proceedings for Kathmandu Kings 11, both of them are regular national team campaigners. So the best two bowlers of Nepal will start proceedings for the Kathmandu Kings 11 as well. Jitendra Mukhia has been around in the circuit for a long, long time. Time to bring all his experience to use. This is the big stage, the TVS EPL 2018.
Once again, very similar to the boundary that he scored in the first inning. Oh, that looks like it's a no ball. Yes, the first no ball of the game, so it's going to be a free hit. And Paul Sterling, well, he never needed a license, does he? But he has one now. A free hit for Paul Sterling, marginally over the white line.
Yeah, the line belongs to the umpire. And Paul Sterling, he's got a gift. Welcome to Nepal, Jitendra Mukhya says. And here's your free hit.
And it looks like he slipped there. That could have been very dangerous. He seems to be fine. And that's good news. Well, the last thing that the Kathmandu Kings 11 want is one of their senior bowlers injured very early on in the tournament.
Yeah, Amar Singh Rohitala today early morning got injured and he was ruled out. And now yeah, I know there's some moisture in the wicket. So probably that's what made him slip. But not being able to find his rhythm here, Jitendra Mukhya, the no ball and then not the ball. That'll play around in his mind for a little while. All right, here we go again. Free hit.
Shot! Take that! A full toss. And Paul Sterling deals with that.
And it's another no ball. Can you believe that? Jitendra Mukhya not finding his rhythm. And there you go. The umpire extends his arms. So the free hit will carry. It was a full toss, waist height, above waist height in fact. And easy pickings for Paul Sterling. You any time of the match, not especially when it's a free hit. And some early morning exercise for our Kingfisher cheerleaders.
If Paul Sterling's going to be around in the center, the cheerleaders are going to be very busy today. Well, that's the worst kind of delivery to be bowling in a free hit. And Paul Sterling made full use of another free hit now. What has the Irishman got for us now? 4:21 on the board and we're just into the second over. Bang! Short delivery. Mistimes it. Well, it's going to be caught at mid-off, but that's not going to count because it was a free hit. Suraj, very quickly, this is the day 3, and we're playing on 3 different pitches in all these 3 days. Day 1, a lot of assistance for the spinners. You couldn't score too many runs, but day 2 was anything but that. What can we expect from the one on the right, complete right?
Well, similar stuff to what we witnessed yesterday. Of course, early morning, batsmen have to be cautious and get through those first 30 minutes, 1 hour of play, and then the pitch is slowly going to settle down.
Fantastic comeback here from Jitendra Mukhya. Excellent outswing there and just enough to beat the outside edge. Tell us a little bit about the Kathmandu Kings 11, playing 11, Suraj.
Well, like I told you, they're one of the best sides on paper. They've got hard-hitting capacity in their batting lineup. Even Sompal Kami, he's a natural all-rounder, goes hard off the bat. Up ball, Sagar Pun is a brilliant bat. Naresh Budhayar is up there. Siddhant Loni not playing today, but he's a smoker. He smokes ball out of the park all times. He's what you would call an Afridi or a Gale of Nepal, going after every delivery. And Kevin O'Brien, simply his presence there will mean a lot to the team. Obviously, they're missing Mohammad Naveed because he's out there playing the ICC Emerging Nations Cup. He's been signed already, so as soon as that completes, I think they'll have their full team strength.
Wide now. He's been a bit all over the place in his opening over as Jitendra. And the scoreboard isn't looking very good for the Kings.
Yeah, not what you expect from somebody with as much experience as Jitendra Mukhya. Remember yesterday how Pokhara Rhinos started their bowling attack. They're right on the money. So the key here is the length and the line. There's no margin for error. You can't be too full or the batsman will drive you. You can't be too short, so you've got to be in between. Slightly short of a good length is the way to go about in this early morning session, allowing the ball for a bit of trip, for a bit of swing as well.
Fantastic. That's more like it. That's probably the Jitendra that everyone's used to. And you spoke about Kathmandu team being very good on paper. So from the looks of it, and this being the last team that were to play their first game, so with that we have all 6 teams having played their first game. Seems to be very evenly contested when we look at the 6 teams on paper.
Oh, it's going to be contested. And you can see it yesterday. It was so competitive. It's going to be a delightful contest to watch. Even 215 didn't turn out to be a good score. So now you can see how evenly matched the teams are. We're in for a treat, the TVS EPL 2018, I tell you.
That's more like it. He's getting a little bit of assistance from the pitch, and what he would want to be doing is bowling outside off and just moving it away from the right-hander. Much more discipline in the last 2 deliveries. And the day one, we saw a lot of spinners in action. We didn't necessarily see too much of them on day 2. I'm guessing that's going to be the same today as well.
Yeah, once the pitch starts to settle down with the sun basking over it, it becomes a lot easier for the batsman. So the toss was crucial. Chitwan Tigers couldn't get through. So far they've had a great start. And this time too, opening the faces back, not completely in control. Beats the fielder in the deep. That's going to be another boundary to finish the over. A lot of runs coming through that second over. Chitwan Tigers at the end of 2 are 27 without loss.
And there's a change in the bowling attack immediately right after the first over. Well, I thought Sompal did pretty well. Interesting tactics from the captain in changing himself. And it's going to be the Indian Pradeep Sahu to open from the pavilion end, to come in from the pavilion end. Leg spin from Pradeep Sahu. This is going to be interesting. And he's up against the big Irishman, Paul Sterling, on strike.
Sterling's not ready. Big man Irishman. Paul Sterling says, I'm not ready yet, Sau. You'll have to deliver that again. But this tactic is for... Kami has already seen that he's comfortable with pace, so he wants to test out some spin early part of the innings where he is vulnerable. Matches wickets, so they have to do something out of the ordinary to get Sterling's wicket here.
Shot. Pitched full, and he swats it over covers. And over the boundary line, and Sterling is on his way. Fantastic start here from Sterling, and he's moving on. 16 of just 6 deliveries.
Yeah, no time to be wasted here for Sterling. On the up, just clearing the front leg, getting to the pitch of the ball, and just whacking it onto the offside for a boundary.
That's more like it. That's much better. Bowling at middle and turning it away will make it a lot more difficult, and would ask him to play against the spin and in the hope of getting that outside edge.
And smart cricket all round, because Paul Sterling, after scoring that boundary, just going through with that single, giving the strike to Sonar. This has been a good opening stand for the Chitwan Tigers so far. 32 runs already made on board. For Sonar, the tactics will be different. Sandeep Sonar, we all know him to be a brilliant player of spin. Sent from the under-19 Nepali cricket team that beat India last year.
An appeal straight away. Umpire says not out. Was looking to flick it down the leg side. Misses that. But is probably drifting and missing the leg stump. We'll take a look here.
Yeah, pitched on the leg stump, so there's no way that umpire out, certainly missing the leg stump.
And this time it's Sandeep Suna's turn. And another boundary in exactly the same fashion. They're waiting for these nicely flighted deliveries from Pradeep Sahu, and it's easy pickings.
Raju Shak, former coach of the Nepali football team in support of Chitwan Tigers, and he's loving this. Look at that, inside out. Went through with his shot, was in the air for a long time, but since all the fielders on the offside were inside the circle, easy pickings there for Sandeep Sumar. Keep bowling it there. Sompal Kami will have to give him some protection on the offside, and Kevin O'Brien, I think, has to step in and guide the youngster here.
Cheeky. Probably unnecessary at this stage with 36 on the board in just the third over. Sandeep and Paul would just love to continue in exactly the same manner. And it's interesting field. They don't have anyone in the boundary line on the offside. There's one deep square leg. A good finish to the over. 3 overs completed, 36 for no loss, the Chitwan Tigers.
So Sagar Pun is the new bowler in, and that should have been the tactics from Sompal Kami before he gave the bowling to Pradeep Sahu. I understand that he's a leg break bowler, but under these home field, the regular national team campaigner, so Sagar Pun would have been the perfect pick. 5 matches, 3 wickets. He's a batting all-rounder, but kind of a bit like Yuvraj Singh, bowling off break and picking wickets at crucial intervals. I remember a lot of matches for the Indian cricket team, and that's Sagar Pun for you for the Nepali cricket team.
Take that. Take that. Straight back past the bowler. Above the side screen, and it's a 6. And Sterling very quickly moves on to 23. He's going to like the fact that the off spinner is going to be bowling into him.
Well, they'll have to learn here, and they'll have to learn quick. Otherwise, Paul Sterling is going to take them for a ride. You can't be bowling full. The last delivery of third over, Pradeep Sahu dragged the length back, and then the batsman could not do anything. If you're going to bowl it outside the off stump,
Paul Sterling on fire here. Number 2 in 2 deliveries. And Sagar Pun already under pressure. He missed out yesterday, did Paul, but he means business today.
Yeah, I don't know if it is a good idea for Sagar Pun to be bowling, trying to bowl like away from the batsman. He's trying to keep the ball away. That's obvious, but he's pitching low. So then the ball's not getting that drift to go across him. He's being hit down the ground twice. Probably better if he bowled into the Irishman.
Much better, but Paul Sterling adjusts as well. It was pitched short of length, and he waited for that. Punches it through, covers for another boundary. Well, this isn't looking good for the Kings.
Showing us that he's got those placements and those timings as well. Not just about power all the time for Sterling then, and there was a big gap there, no extra cover plays. Bowling makes full use.
Well, the Rhinos scored 77 in 5 overs yesterday, courtesy Richard Levy. That's definitely in danger if Paul Sterling continues the same way.
And whoever was saying that early mornings, the first innings, it's going to be difficult to score, just look at Paul Sterling.
Well, he can defend the ball as well.
The first time I've seen Paul Sterling approach the ball with defense on his mind.
Was looking for that big one once again, but he had to adjust very quickly. Plays it to long on for another single. But this has to be fantastic for the tournament. Being a working day yesterday, we saw a fantastic turnout in the crowd. And probably might expect that similar crowd today as well. 4 overs completed and the Chitwan Tigers have raced to 53 for no loss.
4 overs now, we have 53 runs. Chitwan Tigers versus Kathmandu Kings,
So it's going to be the leg spin of Pradeep Sahu once again from the pavilion end. But he's going to be wary about who he's bowling to.
Yeah, the tactics from Sahu would be to really fire it in, you know, not give him any air, not give him any flight, not give him enough room to get under it. Fire those in. Oh, it's mistimed. And that's gone. It's the first wicket and the crucial, the big man Paul Sterling is out. A quick fire innings from Paul Sterling. He was starting to look threatening, but the tactics working. Slightly slower through the air. The key was the length and the full face of the bat, but could not time. Easy catch there at the corner. So Paul Sterling has to depart. 4 he got of 12 deliveries. Chitwan Tigers are 53 for 1.
Well, play. The Kings have got the big fish. And Paul Sterling makes way for John Simpson now. Is that wicket number 2? Yes, it is 2 in 2. And Pradeep Sahu does a Sandeep Lamichane. Exactly the same thing happened. 2 quick wickets in quick succession. And it happens the same way today as well. This is a back by the Kings 11.
Yeah, now Sahu is starting to get the hang of things. And Simpson had that pitch played all over that one and an easy catch there for the bowler. So Pradeep Sahu has turned the game, shifted the momentum onto his own side, and that's wicket number 2. Chitwan Tigers 53 for 2.
Right. It's all happening here in the first 5 overs here. Paul Sterling took everyone apart. And then came Pradeep Sahu. Well, Pradeep Sahu has gotten 2 wickets here. Right. See, we had never seen a century in 3 seasons of the Everest Premier League, but it happened yesterday. Has there ever been a hat-trick, Suraj?
I think there was in the first edition, not quite sure.
But Kevin O'Brien and Pradeep Sahu, they're all in there, making sure they have the right field There's a chance here for a hat-trick for Pradeep Sahu. He's got 2 big wickets. And then Dipendra Singh Airi, the new batsman, the star from the Chitwan Tigers. There's one person who you'd love to have to face the hat-trick ball. You'd probably want to be putting Dipendra Singh Airi there.
Yeah, he's sort of the backbone of the Chitwan Tigers side. He can accelerate when he wants. He can defend the ball when it's required.
Kevin O'Brien at silly point. Yeah, we're watching a T20, aren't we? Oh, excellent stuff from Pradeep Sahu. It's all happening here in Kathmandu. This is the 3rd edition of the TVS Everest Premier League. We've had 3 matches so far. All 3 games go down to the last over. And if that's a sign of things to come, you don't want to be missing out. 100 rupees for a ticket. Make sure you get your ticket very quickly and come down.
This is the first time, I'll tell you, I don't know about the hat-trick, but the first time I'm seeing a silly point being placed in the TVS Everest Premier League. Kevin O'Brien, of course, the Irishman, has some unique ideas, nearly working for him. But Dipendra Singh Airi is a good negotiator of this spin ball. Now, silly point comes out. Kevin O'Brien places himself at long off.
And that's just the impact that one person can have in this format. Kevin O'Brien was going hammer and tongs, and the Kings 11 were on the back foot. Suddenly there's a spring in their stride, and they're back in this.
Oh, they're definitely back. Last ball of the 5th over then. Going for it, a couple of shimmies down the wicket and opening the face of back inside out. Kevin O'Brien was chasing that one, did everything to get there, but in the ball wins the race, so a boundary to finish the 5th. Chitwan Tigers are 58 for 2.
It's been a very entertaining and exciting passage of play. The first 5 overs, 6s, boundaries, and then the 2 wickets as well. A valiant effort. Irishman Kevin O'Brien stopped that. And very quick look at the highlights in the first 5 overs. Some assistance for the Pacers very early on. But no messing around from Paul Sterling. The full tosses went the distance. The full pitch deliveries as well. And he took the spinners apart. But eventually Pradeep Sahu got the better of first Paul Sterling and then John Simpson. And at the end of the 5-over mark, 58 for 2 the Tigers. And a change in the commentary box as well. An Irishman in the commentary box as well now. Andrew Leonard here, being joined the star from Nepali cricket, Paresh Lohani.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nav. And action straight away. Sit down here. 4 more. Kun proving to be very expensive.
Yes, Sago Kun is a very smart campaigner, but bowling against one of the good players, one of the good talents in Nepal, Dipendra Singh Airi. He was hammered in his last over.
I thought for a moment in that Paul Sterling over we might be on for the 6-6s when it went 6-6 to start.
Yeah, he adjusted his batting and went for a 4 on the 3rd ball. Went to his back foot and punched it through the extra cover for 4 runs.
Nice use of the feet from Airi. We were going to talk about Airi this morning as our star man, our man to watch. He batted very well yesterday.
Yes, like I said, he's a very good batsman, a very good all-rounder as well. He bowls good off spinners. He darts the ball in.
Fuller this time. He looks for the big heave across the line. Sooner. A little bit of confusion in the running, but they get through for 1. Were you surprised with the decision to bowl first from the Kings 11 this morning? It's their first match of the tournament, and they said we're going to get all 11 into the field rather than bat first.
Yeah, I think quite. I think the decision was right, but it backfired because of poor bowling, I think, and good batting by Sterling.
Pulled powerfully. There's a man out at deep mid-wicket though. That's Kevin O'Brien, who does the fielding. I was surprised they went to spin so quickly. I know spin has dominated the tournament so far, but we saw a prodigious swing early, prodigious movement. We saw a nick through second slip. Why didn't they keep the seamers on? They've chosen to bowl first.
Well, exactly. They were 29 in the 2 overs. That's why I think the spin was introduced. And Sahu, he has already played the IPL season 2009 or 10.
Short swept away. That's a glorious shot. Beats the man at the 45 at fine leg. That's going to run away for 4. From Sunar.
Yeah, Sandeep Sunar is known for his cover drives over the top. This time plays a sweep shot, a very good sweep shot, piercing the gap. Long.
Hammered down the ground, but it's gone straight into the air. There's a man settling under the mid-off, and that goes. That's the 3rd wicket. Sunar falls, looking for the big one.
Yeah, this is what we've seen from Sandeep Sunar over the years. He gets a start, he goes to 20s and 30s, and loses his concentration and gets out. He has to stay there. Again, looking for a cover drive over the top, but couldn't time it. Clever bowling by Sagar Pund, though.
That's the end of the power play. The Chitwan Tigers now 69 for 3. There's the new man to the crease, George Scott, the Middlesex man. Look at the bat yesterday. He only made 18, but it came off 9 balls. And they put him up the order. They've raised him up to number 5 now today.
He looks like a very good batsman. Look at the strike rate yesterday. It's 200. That's a very big strike rate. And Kevin O'Brien, the star of Ireland, is into the attack from the pavilion end.
Yeah, Ireland's leading ODI wicket taker, Kevin O'Brien. He's straight into his work. He bowls at military medium, but he changes his place cleverly, bowls a good leg cutter, and he actually picks up a lot of wickets.
Yeah, if it's a good grassy wicket, yeah, you can just pull through. If it's a slower pitch, your leg cutters, off cutters, slower balls, you have to mix the pace. Just let the batsman think what is coming up next.
Short of this time cut away, but O'Brien bowling to his field. A very experienced campaigner now, 34 years of age. His first time here at the EPL, like the other 18 overseas stars. Very few of them returning, the likes of Babar Hayat coming back, Rahm Mustafa perhaps. But a lot of new names, fresh names, star names coming to the EPL for the first time.
Yes, that's very good sign for the TVS EPL.
Clever bowling from O'Brien. And I was surprised that as we saw such movement early, particularly for the captain, that he took himself off after 1 over.
Yeah, he got hit, I think, for probably 14 or 16 runs in that over. And the Chitwan Tigers, they were 29 for no loss in 2 overs. I think because of that, he took himself off and brought out the spinners on. And I think that worked. He took 2 quick wickets.
Didn't work immediately, but it did work shortly afterwards in the 5th over as the wickets fell. Yeah, good bowling from O'Brien, hitting that length. O'Brien has 112 ODI wickets. He's the only Irishman to get to 100 ODI wickets. Dockrell and Rankin behind him. He's known as an all-rounder, but his bowling is highly underrated. And you can see he's using all his experience. He said to the skipper, I'm not coming on till that power play's over. 6 overs, get me on.
Yeah, that's clever thinking by Kevin O'Brien.
Down the track, a little edge off the inside hip. Protection at fine legs, going to run around. Wait for the signal from the umpire. He's given that as a boundary 4. O'Brien saying it hasn't gone for a boundary 4 and confusion all around. He's changed his decision. He's also asking, will he signal leg by? O'Brien not only doesn't want the boundary against him, he doesn't want 2 extra runs against him. And he's saying it didn't come off the bat, it came off his hip.
Yeah, it's all happening here.
It's clearly come off his hip for me.
Yeah, it did.
But it's gone as runs against the bat. At least it wasn't a boundary 4, O'Brien says. Short pulled away. There's a man at deep mid on. He runs around. And it's just going to be a single, very well fielded. That ends the 7th over. The score, the Tigers, 74 for 3. Yeah, there's the Kingfisher cheerleaders. They've come in from all over the world, from Australia, from England, from Russia, from Ukraine, and it's the world coming to Nepal for the TVS Everest Premier League. 18 overseas players, 6 teams, 19 days, 15 matches, but only 4 will go through to the playoffs. Do you think it makes a big difference if you finish first or second, because you get 2 bites at the cherry?
Yeah, it'll be a big achievement for both the teams, who finishes at the top and the second, and whoever wins that match, that will qualify to the finals, and the loser of that match and the winner of the 3rd and the 4th will play another playoff and then reach the finals. I think the team reaching the top 2 spots will be very happy that they'll get another chance to reach the finals.
Yeah, it's a great format, and we're going to have a change in bowling. We're going to see Samsad for the very first time in this tournament. He can operate with his left arm spin, another left arm spinner.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of left arm spinners in Nepal following their idol Sakti Goshen and Basant Regmi. They all become left arm spinners.
It's Mohammed Samsad Sheikh, the bowler. Down the track, hammered powerfully straight down the ground. That's an impressive shot from Irie. So impressive yesterday. That's a boundary 4.
That is what Dipender Singh Irie is all about. He's a very busy cricketer. Good talent for Nepal. And look at the boundary. Come down the track, hit it straight. The bowler didn't have a chance. Straight to the boundary.
I love the bandana hanging out the back of Dipender Singh Irie's helmet. Gives him a real panache in his style to fit his batting. Down the track again. That man from long off had come into the circle remarkably. And a dot ball. Why do you think if he'd just been hit for a boundary, he brought the man up?
Well, I think it's a very interesting field. There's a mid-off and there's deep extra cover, wide long off. I don't know what the bowler is thinking.
Down the track, again towards that mid-off. He's really trying to protect the offside, bowl the ball outside the off stump. And I think he's scared of the leg side, isn't he? It's a much shorter boundary in the offside today. So he's giving himself as much protection over there as he can. Short of this time, just patted down for a quick single. And the fumble will allow that. We see the run rates flying over 10, but 3 wickets gone already.
Yeah, 3 wickets have gone, but Dipender Singh Irie is still there in the crease. And he's playing He played 2 dot balls and played with soft hand, taken a single and went to the non-strikers end. That is the way you should bat.
Reverse sweep from Scott, makes connection, but there is protection there. As we said, it's a heavily stacked offside field. That's going to end the 8th over. They're going to 10 and over. The Tigers 80 for 3. That's the Tigers card there, 80 for 3, going to 10 and over exactly. And after the low scoring thriller we saw on day 1, all of a sudden the accelerator button has been pressed at the TVS Everest League as Kevin O'Brien continues. You must have been delighted yesterday with not only seeing 200 surpassed once but twice in the same match.
Yeah, it was an exciting match. 216 and chased by Bhairav Gladiators. A brilliant innings by Ravinder Singh. The way he played, the way he batted through the innings, that was brilliant. And the first century of TVS EPL, I presume.
I think you were going to say, Paresh, it probably won't be the last we'll see in this tournament. And if you didn't hear of Ravi Inder Singh before yesterday, you've heard of him today.
Yeah, I've heard about him earlier as well in the domestic circuit, in Nepal's domestic circuit. He's a very good batsman. He had scored around 90 odd in one of the matches he played here. And he scored a brilliant century yesterday.
Short from O'Brien. Half a pull away, well picked up by the keeper with a very wild throw. No chance of the run out, and O'Brien just says, take it easy, I don't mind the singles.
Yeah, I think he played the ball too fast and he hit the bottom of the bat. The ball came a bit slower. I think it was a leg cutter.
Yeah, O'Brien uses that leg cutter very effectively, just rolling his fingers over the ball. Not only changes the pace, but he tends to get a bit of cut out of the wicket. And he picks up a lot of his wickets with that. So effective over the years for Ireland. Chipped into the leg side, but that's the shorter boundary. O'Brien has significant protection on that side. He's a deep square leg, a cow corner, and a long on.
Yes, he's a very smart campaigner, Kevin O'Brien. We haven't seen, this is the 4th match of the TVS EPL, sorry. We haven't seen any knuckleballs bowled by the medium paces.
Yeah, very good spot. They were so prevalent this year in the IPL. And they're just slowly working their way up to Kathmandu, across the border. No doubt we'll see some knuckleballs in action. Sampal Kami's a man who bowls that delivery.
Yet another single. This is what Dipinder Singh Aire is all about.
Just back to back singles, and O'Brien is going to be delighted with that. If he's not getting hit for boundaries, he's doing his job in the 2020 version of the game.
Yes, exactly, and it's very good bowling and very good spotting by him. He's mixing his pace, he's bowling that leg cutters that you're talking about.
Cut away this time, it's going to be another single. 5 runs against the bowler at the over, 6 off it altogether. The Tigers now 86 for 3. the scene here in Kathmandu. We're going to have another change of bowling. Samsad Sheikh just the one over. It's going to be Rutella, number 20 for the Kings 11. My co-commentator Paresh Lahani was just telling me that his brother's in the Kathmandu Kings squad, and the reason he hasn't smiled all morning is that he's not in the playing 11 man today. Paresh, what's going on?
No, it's actually it's a team game, so they need to have a balanced team. So
You told me he's a super batter and an outstanding fielder. Why is he not in the 11?
So we'll have to go and ask the coach about it.
So medium pace, more medium pace for the Kings 11. And if we've a grumpy Paresh Lahani in the commentary box next to me, it's because his brother's carrying the drinks today. He should be out there doing the Kings 11 proud. But again, interesting in the middle overs, probably the first time we've seen significant use of seam bowling.
Yeah, Amar Singh Rautala, he's also a clever campaigner, a good all-rounder. He can hit the ball, he can bowl good medium paces as well. He mixes the ball, he also uses his leg cutters and off-cutters, slower balls. A very useful cricketer to have in your team.
But this is why I was just so surprised that early in the morning, the only time you're going to get significant assistance as a seamer here, it's a 9 a.m. start in Kathmandu. There is dew on the ground. We saw significant movement in the opening 2 overs, 2 or 3 balls edged, and after 2 overs, Kami says, we're going to go to spin. And now in the middle overs, he's gone back to seam.
Yeah, I think Sompal Kami should have come for the 3rd over, because he got an edge as well. But unfortunately, it went to the boundary. He should have come, I think he should have come for the 3rd over himself and just try to exploit the wicket again. And if that didn't work, he could have changed from the other end.
Yeah, and that edge would have gone straight to a second slip, but the second slip wasn't in place. And of course, the second slip comes in afterwards, but it was too late. Oh, inside edge. Lucky from Irie. He's really looking to accelerate. He's probably a little bit frustrated by Scott at the far end, just 6 off 11.
And talking about Amar Singh Rautala, he's bowling those immaculate line and length, mixing his balls. He's bowling pretty well, given only 1 run in this over.
Pulled away this time. That's going to beat the fielder. That's going to run away for 4. Irie continues his solid progress. He moves to 20.
Yeah, you can see how he adjusted the shot. The ball stayed. He himself. Look at the replay. Look at the shot. He played from the knees. He played the pull shot from the knees. That sign of a batsman, a very good player.
Yeah, deep backward square leg was very backward, which is interesting because they do have a 45 fine leg in the circle. And when the ball came off the bat, I thought that was just going to be 1 or maybe 2, but it beat the man who was probably far too far behind square. Clever batting from Irie, gets through for the single. Really impressive yesterday. He went about his work very well. Dipendra Singh, Irie.
Yeah, he's a very good find for us. Nowadays, Nepal cricket is dominated by Iries. There are 2 Iries in the team. Chitwan Tigers, Kamal Singh Irie and Dipendra Singh Irie. He's already scored a 50 in one of the qualifying matches.
Down the track from Scott. He loosens the shoulders and that flies all the way for 6. Half a chance at the expert one-handed catch, but it wasn't held.
That was a beautiful shot by him. Came down the track, hit it over the bowler's head for a 6 over the side screen.
That's the end of the 10th over. It's 98 for 3. Kevin O'Brien to continue into his third over. That's a dot ball and the perfect time to go down to Sanuta, who's my fellow Irishman with him, Paul Sterling.
I have with me Paul Sterling from Chitwan Tigers. Paul, you're off to a great start. You scored a quick 5:34.
Yeah, it didn't go too badly at the start. I think got off a fairly decent start, but it looks like we've maybe slowed down a little bit, so hopefully we can get a good score on the board.
Right. Lost 3 wickets too early on in the game. It's going to turn out to be an expensive game.
I think so. I think the scores have been getting more and more as the competition's been going on, so I think the sun being out for the last week's going to help the pitches, so hopefully they get better and better. Not really sure what a good score is going to be today, but hopefully we can get there.
All right, so you just said you don't know what score is going to be today, but just in case I'm asking you, what do you think, what is a decent total that you're going to put up against your competitive team?
It looks like we're on for about 180 plus, maybe. Hopefully we can get up to 200, and you're always in the game with that, but as we saw yesterday in the second game, it wasn't quite enough, so hopefully we can just defend whatever we get.
That was Paul Sterling with me from the Chitwan Tigers. There's lots more coming up in this exciting game. Stay tuned with us, and now back to the Combox.
Yeah, thanks, Sanuta. Great to hear from Paul Sterling there. And 34 off 13. If he'd kept going, we could have seen another 100. It was phenomenal striking.
Yes, it was. I mean, yes, definitely we would have witnessed another 100.
O'Brien continuing his economical work, still yet to be hit for a boundary into his third over. Another single for IRE, and of course you're watching us live on AP1 HD and all around the world on NepalFlix. Wherever you are, you're very welcome joining us with these live pictures from the beautiful Kathmandu in Nepal.
Just clipped up his pads for a single. Kevin O'Brien, experienced player, experienced campaigner, has given only 4 runs in his 5 balls of his third over. 2.5 overs, none for 12. His economy, look at the economy, Andrew.
Yeah, spot on. If he's not going for boundaries, he's delighted, O'Brien. That's just clever bowling, stump to stump, wicket to wicket. He knows he's got the shorter leg side boundary, but he's not letting them free their arms to clear the ropes. That's the end of the 11th over, 103 for 3. Welcome back. It's the Chitwan Tigers card so far. Dipendra Singh IRE looking threatening, but it was Paul Sterling early. And how relieved were the Kathmandu Kings to get their man Sahu. It's a bit of an inauspicious delivery that got him, and he just chipped it straight to cover. Kings making their debut in this year's tournament, the 2018 TVS Everest Premier League. And it's going to be Sampal Kami back into the attack. Super bit of fielding at point. About time he got back into the attack, Paresh.
Yeah, I think it's the right time to come back into the attack. As Dipendra Singh IRE, he hasn't played many dot balls. He's just taking singles, rotating the strike. That's a good sign. That's a good platform that Chitwan Tigers have got here.
Yeah, Scott showed us in the last over. He has the power. Oh, it's beautifully bowled. The captain thinks that was a chance. Was that a drop catch?
Well, we cannot see it from here, but he seems a bit disappointed. I think the keeper is also that I think he dropped it.
Oh, you could see maybe inside edge. It was a tricky one for the keeper. For Raju Rijal, the former Nepal under-19 captain. This is beautiful bowling from Kami, and you must wonder why he took himself after one over.
Yeah, like we were discussing about that. He should have come for his second over, but he didn't. It was a disappointing bowling by Jitendra Mukhia, bowling 2 no balls. Sompal Kami, the strike bowler of Nepal national cricket team.
Well bowled, Sompal Kami. You often think about captains as bowlers and they keep themselves on too long. Kami did the opposite.
Yeah, he's a very smart cricketer. He reads the game very well, and he's a very good batsman as well. He came into Nepal as a batsman, to be honest. Now he's the leading bowler. He's the strike bowler of the national side.
But perhaps he was a bit too selfless. He should have kept himself on.
Yeah, that is what we were discussing about here in the comment box.
Often the opposite with skippers. You can't get the ball out of their hand. Kami couldn't give it away quick enough. Short bowling, quick bowling from Kami, exuberant bowling from Kami, falling over through in his follow through, but a big smile on his face.
Yeah, he has a bit of pace as well. When Nepal played the World T20 in 2014, his highest pace was 143 point odd. That's pretty quick.
Kampa, oh, that's hammered behind square. That's a poor delivery. It was the attempted slower ball. That's going to run away for 4. It's going to end the 12th over. The Chitwan Tigers now 109 for 3. There's the setting as O'Brien's going to finish his 4-over spell straight through. So economical so far. We're going to have a change in the commentary box as well. Delighted to pass over to the dulcet tones in the local Nepali of Suraj Giri. He's going to be joined by Rajan Shah.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Kevin O'Brien. Yes, वर्षा EPL मा आबद्ध भएका ठूला नाम मध्ये एक. And got him. Batsman निकै disappointed. Scott. Slower ball थियो त्यो Kevin O'Brien को र पहिलो बल मै यस ओभर को विकेट प्राप्त गर्न सफल. काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 को ओनर्स लाउन्ज निकै दङ्ग देख्न सक्छौं हामी. र जर्ज स्कॉट सुरुवात पश्चात राख्न सकेनन् र विकेट गुमाउन पुगेका छन्.
स्लो ओब्रायन को जुन उनको अनुभव छ यो खेलमा क्रिकेटमा उनले टुर्नामेन्ट अगाडि भनेका पनि थिए कि टुर्नामेन्ट जित्न चाहन्छन्. उनले आफ्नो क्यारियरमा टी20 टुर्नामेन्ट जितेका छैनन् र यो टुर्नामेन्टले जितेर आफ्नो सुरुवात गर्न चाहन्छन् र त्यही अनुसारले आज बलिङ गरेका छन्. एकदम सटिक लाइन लेन्थमा र यो विकेट त्यसकै परिणाम हो. चितवन टाइगर्स 109 रन 4 विकेटको क्षतिमा.
नयाँ ब्याट्सम्यान आएका छन्. पृथु बास्कोटा कप्तान हुन् उनी चितवन टाइगर्स का. गत वर्षको EPL खेल्न पाएका थिएनन्. हिजो भएको खेलमा ललितपुर पेट्रियटसँग 26 रन प्रहार गरेका थिए र इनिङ्सलाई बनाउने प्रयास कप्तान पृथु र दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीको। त्यही स्टेबिलिटीको खाँचो आज पनि राजन यी दुई ब्याट्सम्यान छन् क्रिजमा।
मिस गरेका छन् किपरले 4 रन हुने एज लागेको थियो आउटसाइड एज पृथु बास्कोटाको पहिलो बलमा विकेट लिने प्रयास केभिन ओब्रायनको राम्रो बलिङ तर किपरको रिसभन्दा बाहिर क्यारी गरेन हेर्न सक्छौँ रिप्लेमा।
विकेट किपरले सम्भवतः अझ दरिलो प्रयास क्याचको बास्कोटा एक कदम अगाडि आएका थिए केभिन ओब्रायनले त्यो देखिरहेका थिए र सम्भवतः त्यही भएर अलिकति सर्ट फालिदिएका थिए बल। पृथु बास्कोटाले ब्याट खोली मात्र दिए र किपरले उक्त बल समात्न सकेनन् रोक्न पनि सकेनन्। पृथु बास्कोटा पहिलो बलमै चौकाबाट आफ्नो इनिङ्स सुरुवात गर्न सफल।
राम्रो सुरुवात पाएको थियो टाइगर्सले। पल स्टर्लिङ सन्दीप सुनार विस्फोटक सुरुवात गरेका थिए पावर प्लेमा। त्यसपछि काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11ले राम्रो कमब्याक गरेको छ। डिसिप्लिन बलिङ गरेका छन्। पावर प्ले पछि धेरै नै पछाडि धकेलिएको छ यो रन रेट जुन एक समयमा 11 भन्दा माथिको थियो अहिले 9 सम्म पुगिसकेको छ र केही श्रेय केभिन ओब्रायनलाई जान्छ।
रोहित गुप्ता देख्न सक्छौँ हामी स्क्रिनको लेफ्ट एक्सट्रिम लेफ्टमा। काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11का मालिक हुनुहुने जुन हिसाबले सुरुवात भएको थियो चितवन टाइगर्सको इनिङ्स यहाँसम्म आइपुग्दासम्म सन्तुष्ट हुनुपर्छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11को टोली। पेस दिइरहेका छैनन् केभिन ओब्रायन। क्विक सिंगल रनआउटको चान्स थियो तर विकेटमा डाइरेक्ट हिट भएको भए सम्भवतः त्यो चान्स रहन्थ्यो काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11को लागि। केभिन ओब्रायनले कुनै छैनन्।
तेस्रो चितवन टाइगर्सको लागि पनि आउट भइसकेका छन्। पल स्टर्लिङ जोन सिम्सन जर्ज स्कट सबै मिडल 6बाट आएका छन्। चितवन टाइगर्सको लागि खेल्न सुरज काठमाडौँ कीर्तिपुरमा हामी हेर्न सक्छौँ इङ्ल्यान्डका काउन्टी प्लेयर्सहरू खेल्दैछन् थ्याङ्क्स टु TVS EPL।
अवश्य पनि यो महाकुम्भ महाउत्सव क्रिकेटको नेपालको सबैभन्दा ठुलो इभेन्ट TVS EPL को आज तेस्रो दिन र मुकाबला बराबरीको देखिन्छ। चितवन टाइगर्स र काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 114 4 विकेटको क्षतिमा 13औं ओभरमा राजन के लाग्छ कुन स्कोरमा आँखा छ चितवन टाइगर्सको?
सुरुवात जुन हिसाबले गरेका थिए 200 रन पाउन त्यति गाह्रो थिएन तर अहिले जुन हामी हेर्दैछौँ 160 देखि 170 बीचको स्कोर पनि राम्रो हुनेछ। यसका साथै 13 ओभरको समाप्तिमा 115 रन 4 विकेट क्षतिमा।
चितवन टाइगर्सको ब्याटिङ लाइनअप हेर्न सक्छौँ हामी। सन्दीप सुनार र पल स्टर्लिङले निकै मजबुत स्टार्ट दिएका थिए चितवन टाइगर्सको लागि। 34 रन 13 बलमा पल स्टर्लिङ। तर त्यस पश्चात प्रदीप साउले आफ्नो कमब्याक ओभरमा पल स्टर्लिङ र जोन सिम्सनलाई 2 बलमा 2 विकेट लिन सफल भएका थिए। त्यस पश्चात दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरी र जर्ज कटले चितवन टाइगर्सलाई केही मोमेन्टम दिने प्रयास गरे तर अघिल्लो ओभरमा केभिन ओब्रायनले जर्ज कटलाई पनि पभिलियनको दिशा देखाइदिएका छन्। अब पृथु बास्कोटा र दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरी र कहाँसम्म पुग्ने छ यो स्कोर त्यसको लागि यो दुई प्लेयर्सको जोडी कति लामो समयसम्म पिचमा टिक्न सक्छ इङ्गित गर्नेछ।
जितेन्द्र मुखिया आफ्नो दोस्रो स्पेलको लागि आएका छन् र फर्स्टै बलमा माथिबाट क्लियर गरेका छन् फिल्डरलाई र 4 रनको लागि बल।
दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीको ट्रेडमार्क शट यो अफ साइडको दिशामा खुलेर खेल्ने गर्छन् दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरी निकै कन्फिडेन्ट ब्याट्सम्यान हुन् एक स्टेप विकेट तल आएर मिड अफ माथि ग्राउन्ड खेलिदिए दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरी
एक समय थियो विकेट लिँदा रमाउँथ्यो समरसल्ट हान्थे दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीले र अहिले एउटा भरपर्दो ब्याट्सम्यान भइसकेका छन् जुन पनि टिमको लागि उनले ब्याटिङ गरेका छन्
गुड फिल्डिङ त्यहाँ तर एक रन बचाउन सकेनन् दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीको राम्रो क्रिकेट यो चौका पश्चात पृथु बास्कोटालाई स्ट्राइक दिँदैछन् 34 रन पुगिसकेका छन् दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरी 26 बलमा
पृथु बास्कोटा हिजो सुरुवात पाएका थिए तर त्यो सुरुवातलाई ठुलो स्कोरमा बदल्न सकेनन् सायद त्यसै कारण त्यो लक्ष्य पछाउन सकेन हिजो चितवन टाइगर्स ललितपुर पेट्रोल्सले दिएको 144 रनको 132 रन सीमित भएका थिए हिजोको खेलमा चितवन टाइगर्स 11 रनले त्यो म्याच हार्न पुगेका थिए र आज पृथु बास्कोटाले आफूलाई डिमोट गरेका छन् ब्याटिङ अर्डरमा
जुन हिसाबले चितवन टाइगर्सको ब्याटिङ लाइनअप छ राजन पृथु बास्कोटा कप्तान त्यति विस्फोटक पारी खेल्न सक्षम ब्याट्सम्यान मानिँदैनन् समाप्त 50-50 ओभर फर्मेटको लागि अझ राम्रो सुटेड ब्याट्सम्यान 2 विकेटको क्षति पश्चात दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरी अथवा जर्ज स्कट भन्दा अगाडि आएर पृथु बास्कोटाले खेलेको भए चितवन टाइगर्सको लागि सम्भवतः राम्रो हुने थियो
जुन खेल हिजो खेले पृथु बास्कोटाले आए स्टडी गरे इनिङ्सलाई र एउटा स्कोरसम्म पुगे 26 रन तर त्यसपछि जुन ठुलो स्कोर चाहिँ दिन सकेनन् नो बल गरेका छन् मुजिन्द्र मुखियाले यो फ्री हिट हुनेछ र दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरी स्ट्राइकमा पुगेका छन् गिफ्ट भनिन्छ छन् ब्याट्सम्यानलाई र दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीले हान्ने नै छन् यो बलमा उनी कुर्ने छन् कि कतामा हानु भनेर
जितेन्द्र सिंह मुखिया नेशनल टिममा परिसकेका बोलर निकै एक्सपिरियन्स छ उनीसँग तर दोस्रो नो बल उनको 2 ओभरमा 2 पटक नो बल फालिसकेका छन् सो रिदममा केही कमी यहाँ दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीको जितेन्द्र सिंह मुखियाको र दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीले त्यसको भरपूर फाइदा उठाउने छन् त्यसमा कुनै पनि शंका नै छैन
कुनै समयका वर्ल्ड कप हिरो रहेका थिए जितेन्द्र मुखिया नेपालको लागि वर्ल्ड टी20 वर्ल्ड कप खेल्दाखेरि नेपालले मलाई अझ पनि त्यो एउटा मोमेन्ट याद छ पोल स्टर्निङलाई बोल्ड गरेका सो त्यो समय थियो र केही इन्जुरीको कारणले र केही आउट अफ फर्म हुन पुगेर अहिले त्यति फर्ममा छैन जितेन्द्र मुखिया तर एउटा यस्तो एक्सपिरियन्स बलर हुन् जुन बेला पनि फर्ममा आउन सक्छन् त्यही विश्वास देखाएको छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 र मुखियाले आज त्यो गर्नेछन् कि नै त्यो हेर्न बाँकी छ
फ्री हिट स्विङ दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीको तर फिल्डर छन् त्यहाँ 2 रन लिने प्रयास र सजिलै गुड रनिङ बिट्विन द विकेट्स यहाँ पृथु बास्कोटा र दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीको हामीले देख्छौं फ्रेन्चाइज क्रिकेटमा त्यति तालमेल मिल्न सक्दैन विकेटमा दौडिँदाखेरि ब्याट्सम्यानहरूको बीचमा तर पृथु बास्कोटा र दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीले एक आपसमा ट्रस्ट गरे विश्वास कायम राखे र 2 रन सजिलै लिन सफल भए
प्रेसरको खेल हो त्यो प्रेसर दोस्रो रनको लागि दिएपछि फिल्डर पनि त्यो थ्रो राम्रो गर्न सकेनन् र हल्का बाहिर थियो स्टम्प भन्दा त्यसले गर्दा 2 रन पुरा गर्न सजिलो भयो दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरी र पृथु बास्कोटालाई
पुल गरिदिएका छन् टप एज तर फिल्डर पुग्न सकेनन् त्यहाँसम्म फिल्डर तैनात भएको पोजिसन भन्दा केही अगाडि बल खस्न पुग्यो 1 रन दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरी जुन लाइनमा त्यो बल पाएका थिए सम्भवतः मैले मिस गरे एउटा चौका अथवा बाउन्ड्री प्रदान गर्ने अपर्च्युनिटी भन्ने छन् र अर्को नो बल यहाँ जितेन्द्र मुखिया सन्तुष्ट देखिँदैनन् कुनै पनि पास सन्तुष्ट हुँदैन जब अम्पायरले नो बलको इशारा गर्ने गर्छन् तर 2टा नो बल अन अ ट्रट नेपालको सबैभन्दा एक्सपिरियन्स पेसर्स मध्ये एकबाट राजन पक्कै पनि मुखिया डिसअपोइन्टेड रहनेछन्
धेरै समय भइसकेको छ जितेन्द्र मुखियाले हामीले त्यो पुरानो लयमा देखेको र पनि एउटा फेरि अर्को ठुलो नो बल फेरि अर्को फ्री हिट र टी20 क्रिकेटमा नो बल गर्नु भनेको क्राइम सरह मानिन्छ इन्डिसिप्लिन बलिङ एक्सपिरियन्स बलरबाट र यस्तो कुराहरू भयो भने हल्का प्लान्सलाई पनि गाह्रो हुन्छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 को जे प्लान्सहरू छ
फ्री हिट पुरा एकपटक पुल गरिदिएका छन् तर गुड डेलिभरी यहाँ जितेन्द्र मुखियाबाट र नेपाली ब्याट्सम्यानहरू अफ साइड अथवा डाउन द ग्राउन्ड जति खुलेर खेल्न सक्छन्, इभन स्विपिङ स्लग स्विप्समा पनि जति खुलेर खेल्न सक्छन्, पुलिङ द बलमा त्यति कम्फर्टेबल देखिँदैनन् राजन।
देखिँदैनन्, धेरै समयको समस्या रहेको छ। यो टुर्नामेन्टमा हामीले देखिरहेका छौँ कि सर्ट बल गर्दाखेरि हिजो पनि हामीले हेऱ्यौँ प्रदीप अहिरेलाई सर्ट बल नै गरेर आउट गरे विक्रम सोबले, र त्यसरी नै आज पनि जितेन्द्र मुखियाले त्यो बुझेका छन्, जानेका छन् र एक्जिक्युट गरे। त्यो राम्रो कुरा हो र यसरी नै मुखियाले आफ्नो प्लान्सहरू बनाउनुपर्छ र एक्जिक्युट गर्नुपर्छ काठमाडौँ किङ्सलाई राम्रो गर्नु छ भने यो म्याचमा।
अगाडि बढेर स्विङ गरे ब्याटलाई, तर बलको नजिक पुग्न सकेनन्। गुड कमब्याक जितेन्द्र मुखियाबाट। चितवन टाइगर्स 127 फॉर 4, 14 ओभरको क्षतिमा। हाइलाइट्स यो इनिङको सोफार, पल स्टर्लिङले दरिलो स्टार्ट प्रदान गरेका थिए, तर त्यसपश्चात आफ्नो विकेट गुमाउन पुगे। यो थियो दोस्रो विकेट कटन बोल्ड। प्रदीप साउले 2 कन्सेक्युटिभ डेलिभरिजमा 2 विकेट लिन सफल भएका थिए। रनआउटको अपर्च्युनिटिजहरू थिए, निकै उत्कृष्ट इनसाइड आउट शट्सहरू पनि हामीले देख्न पायौँ। दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीको ट्रेडमार्क शट्स मान्न सक्छ हामी त्यसलाई। स्विप शट, स्पिनसँग त्यति धेरै स्विप शट्स हामीले देखेका थिएनौँ, तर यस इनिङ्समा 2-4 पटक स्विप शटले बाउन्ड्री यिल्ड गरिसकेको छ। त्यसपश्चात विकेट माथि विकेट, पोर बलिङ पनि थियो कतिपय सर्कमस्टान्सेसमा, जसलाई ब्याट्सम्यानले फाइदा उठाएका छन्। दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीको त्यो उत्कृष्ट प्रहार डाउन द ग्राउन्ड र यो गत ओभरको अघिल्लो ओभरको शट दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीको आउट हुनुभन्दा अगाडि जर्ज कटले केही ठुला प्रहारहरू पनि गर्न सफल भएका थिए र त्यसपश्चात केभिन ओब्रायनले क्लिन गरिदिए फोर बल मार्फतबाट र अब प्रदीप साउ पुनः फर्किएका छन् बोलिङमा। लेग ब्रेक बोलर प्रदीप साउ पहिलो ओभरमा 9 रन खर्च गर्न पुगे, त्यसपश्चात उत्कृष्ट कमब्याक थियो उनको। राजन, प्रदीप साउको बारेमा के बताउन सक्नुहुन्छ तपाईँ?
किङ्स 11 टु किङ्स 11 का किङ्स 11 पन्जाबको लागि खेलेका थिए आइपिएलमा लास्ट इयर, र यो पालि काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11को लागि नेपालमा खेल्दैछन्। प्रदीप साहु टल लेग स्पिनर, त्यो बाउन्स छ उनीसँग। र पन्जाबको लागि खेल्ने गर्छन् रणजी ट्रफीमा। त्यति चान्स नपाए पनि लिमिटेड ओभर्स क्रिकेटमा उनले राम्रो गरेका छन् पन्जाबको लागि रणजी ट्रफीमा। अनि त्यसपछि आइपिएलमा पनि किङ्स 11 पन्जाबको लागि खेलिसकेका छन्।
पुरा एकपटक पुल गरिदिएका छन्। पुलिङमा त्यति कम्फर्टेबल देखिँदैनन् दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरी, तर जुन हिसाबले चौका छक्का प्रहार गर्न सफल नभए पनि 1 रनलाई 2 रनमा परिणत गर्न जुन प्रेसर दिइरहेका छन् फिल्डर्सलाई र आफ्नो पार्टनर पृथु बास्कोटालाई पनि, त्यो पनि अवश्य उत्कृष्ट रहेको छ अहिलेसम्म।
किङ्स 11 पन्जाबका साथसाथै राजस्थान रोयल्स प्रदीप साहुले र यहाँ स्विप हान्न प्रयास थियो, तर फिल्डरले राम्रो फिल्डिङ गरेको छ र 1 रन मात्र हुनेछ त्यहाँ।
उत्कृष्ट बचाव, फाइन लेग सर्कल भित्र थियो, उनी बिट भइदिएका भए त्यो बल 4 रन दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीको नाममा लेखिने थियो। पृथु बास्कोटा छन् स्ट्राइकमा। स्पेनको राम्रो प्लेयर मानिन्छन् पृथु बास्कोटा। आक्रामक शट्सहरू खेल्न नसके पनि बलमा नियन्त्रण राखेर प्लेइङ अराउन्ड द फिल्ड चाहिँ उनको निकै उत्कृष्ट मानिने गरिन्छ। अन्डर 19 का पूर्व कप्तान थिए, त्यसपश्चात इन्जुरी र नेसनल टिममा कमब्याक गर्न सकेका छैनन्। यो हो मौका ठुलो प्रतियोगितामा आफ्नो टिमलाई राम्रो गर्न सकेमा। त्यसपश्चात पृथु बास्कोटा टिममा फर्किन सक्नेछन्। 15 ओभरको समाप्ति, केवल 5 रन यस ओभरबाट। चितवन टाइगर्स 132 फॉर 4। चितवन टाइगर्स 132 4 विकेटको क्षतिमा अमर सिंह रोइटेला नयाँ बलर प्रितु बास्कोटा फेस गरिँदैछन् ब्याटको फेस ओपन गरिदिए अफ साइड तर्फ सिंगल यिल्ड गरिदिएका छन्
हेर्न सक्छौं ने प्रयास पृथु बास्कोटाको दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीलाई र दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरी पक्कै पनि ठूलो शटको लागि जानेछन् लास्टको 5 ओभर सुरु भइसकेको छ र यहाँ चितवन टाइगर्सले जुन सुरुवात पाएको थियो त्यो अनुसारको रन टोटल बनाउने पर्नेछ नभए यो जुन पिचले अहिलेसम्म राम्रो गरेर आएको छ बलरले त्यति हेल्प पाएको छैनन् प्रदीप साहु बाहेक जुन उनले राम्रो लाइन लेन्थमा बलिङ गरेका थिए विकेट पाएका थिए 2 विकेट यसपछि धेरै ब्याटिङ छैन चितवन टाइगर्सको भीम सार्की कमल सिंह ऐरी दुई ठूलो विकेट हान्न सक्छन्
र यो ओभर टार्गेट गर्नु समय छैन वेस्ट गर्नको लागि अमर सिंह रोइटेला निकै नै उत्कृष्ट अलराउन्डर मध्ये एक 4 म्याचमा 4 विकेट लिन सफल अघिल्लो वर्षको स्ट्याट्स हो यो इकोनोमी अलिकति हायर छ त्यही पनि रोइटेला प्रभावकारी बलर मध्ये एक
वर्किङ क्लास अलराउन्डर भन्न चाहन्छु म अमर सिंह रौतेलालाई त्यो ग्ल्यामर छैन तर उनले जहिले पनि क्याप्टनले भनेअनुसारको काम गरेका छन् आफ्नो फ्रेन्चाइजको लागि
रोकेर ड्राइभ गर्ने प्रयास थियो तर लेन्थ भेटाएनन् दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीले अन्त्यमा कट गरिदिए सिंगलको लागि चौका छक्का हान्न दिइरहेका छैनन् काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 का बोलर्सहरूले चितवन टाइगर्सका ब्याट्सम्यानहरूलाई र क्रेडिट चितवन टाइगर्सको ब्याट्सम्यानहरूलाई पनि कि डट बल पनि कन्सिड गरिरहेका छैनन् राम्रो बलमा पनि सिंगल निकालेर स्ट्राइक रोटेट गर्न सफल भइरहेका छन् र प्रितु बास्कोटाले 9 बल खेलिसकेका छन् अब उनीबाट पनि आक्रामक शटको अपेक्षा राख्न सकिन्छ
सुरुको 6 ओभरमा 69 रन थियो चितवन टाइगर्सको र अहिले 134 रन छ 16 ओभर चल्दाखेरि हामी हेर्न सक्छौं काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11ले कति उत्कृष्ट बलिङ गरेको छ
टसमा सोमपाल कामीले बताएका थिए 140 150 को हारहारीको स्कोर चेज गर्न काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 को टोली कम्फर्टेबल छ भनेर यी दुई ब्याट्सम्यानमा भर पर्छ कहाँसम्म पुग्नेछ चितवन टाइगर्सको यो स्कोर कुनै पनि पेस दिइरहेका छैनन् तै पनि कट गरिदिएका छन् फिल्डर डीप दौडिएका थिए तर फेट्टाउन सकेनन् बललाई र दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीको ब्याटबाट अर्को चौका
क्लासिक जुन उनी जानिन्छन् उनी जुन शटहरू खेल्नको लागि पृथ्वी बास्कोटाले ब्याकवर्ड स्क्वायरमा बाउन्ड्री हानेका छन् वेट गरे अन्तिम बलमा फेस खोले
र यो डेफ टचेसको लागि पृथ्वी बास्कोटा चिन्छौँ हामी माफ गर्नुहोला दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरी भन्टानेको थियो मैले पृथ्वी बास्कोटाको ब्याटबाट दोस्रो चौका यो पुनः एकपटक अलि सर्ट डेलिभरी थियो अमर सिंह रोइटेलाले कुनै पनि पेस दिइरहेका छैनन् ब्याट्सम्यानलाई 16 ओभरको समाप्ति चितवन टाइगर्स 4 विकेटको क्षतिमा 138 138 for 4 चितवन टाइगर्स कमेन्ट्री बक्समा परिवर्तन एन्ड्रु लेनर्ड र नवनीत कृष्णको इंग्लिश कमेन्ट्री स्वागत छ दुवैजनालाई
Yeah, thank you so much, Suraj. Great to hear your Napoleon. Good touch there. And I tell you who else is in good touch. Dipendra Singh Arinav. He's, for the second day, back-to-back 40s now, and he'll be looking to cash in and go even further.
Yeah, they have the two most experienced batsmen in the center. And going into the last 4 overs, they'll be very happy.
Looks for the reverse hit. Half an appeal. That looked close to me.
The umpire not interested. After that fantastic start that they had, disappointing passage of play in the middle overs for the Tigers, and now they find themselves in a position 140 in the 17th over, and this man on screen, Pradeep Sahu got those 2 big wickets in 2 deliveries. First Paul Sterling and then John Simpson.
Shorter this time, pulled away by Ari. To the man, it's a fumble though. It's a poor piece of fielding. Disappointing for the Kings 11. Yeah, it was really Kevin O'Brien who pulled things back for the Kings. His spell, 4 overs straight through. 4 overs, 1 for 21.
Yeah, that was the passage of play that the Kings 11 pulled things back. And didn't really experiment too much, stuck to the basics.
Big shot, swung into the leg side. It's gone straight into the air. A man settles underneath it. That's taken. It's a 3rd wicket for Sahu. And back balls.
3 big wickets for the leg spinner from India. Paul Sterling, John Simpson, and now their star batsman Dipendra Singh Airi goes as well. And that's wicket number 5 for the Kathmandu Kings 11. Was looking for that big 6 over mid wicket. Didn't really middle that. Nice and easy for the deep mid wicket. 122 for 5. Just 1 short of 17 overs.
Sarki, the on striker's end. As Kota is still there. Navneet, my co-commentator, correctly says it was Irie who fell. He's gone for back-to-back 40s. He's going to be disappointed to have got great starts. The Tigers 144 for 5. Change of bowling there for the Kathmandu Kings. It's going to be Samsad Sheikh. He just bowled his 1 over of left arm spin earlier. I was surprised he came off actually. I thought he bowled quite nicely, so going to be spin continuing here for the Kings 11.
Going to be the new batsman on strike, Bhim Sharkey, and he has his captain as company in the final 3 overs. Prithu Baskuta has taken some time to settle in.
Sharkey's going to be happy to get his captain back on strike. That might have been what they were talking about in between the over. There was a lengthy discussion between them. Bascota pulling rank perhaps.
But it's going to be very interesting to see how Bascota goes. He doesn't necessarily have the best strike rate at the moment, 16 of 14 deliveries. And with just a little less than 3 overs remaining.
Looks for the reverse sweep, makes contact. Just going to run through for 1.
It's been a sort of a seesawing innings, this, from the Tigers. They started off well, and then the wickets fell, and that reduced the run rate. And then, thanks to Bascota and Dipendra Airi, they pulled things back a little bit.
Full to Sharkey, hammered inside out over extra cover. That's a glorious shot. It flies all the way for 6. We saw Sharkey yesterday. It was 21 off just 9 balls yesterday. He's doing it again.
Absolutely. Over pitch delivery. Inside out, over covers maximum.
Yeah, he was given the width by Sheikh, and it's a very short boundary on that side today. We're on the furthest pitch over towards the men. It's probably only about a 50-yard hit there. That's flown for 6. Beautiful bowling, or sorry, beautiful batting from Sharkey. He's away, 7 off 2. Oh, bowled around his legs. Looked to get too clever. Was looking deep this time, and it clips leg stump. He falls.
That's quite unfortunate. He can be quite destructive, can beam Sharkey towards the very end, and it was a fantastic shot in the previous, but tried to do a little too much. Once again on the replay, he went a little too much to missed it completely, and the score now 152 for 7.
Kamal Singh Irie, the new man to the crease now, coming in at number 8 for the Chitwan Tigers. His brother Dipendra Singh, top scoring for the Tigers both days so far. He comes down the track immediately, hits it into the sky, long off runs in, and he isn't going to get there in time. Just going to start with a single.
I've been told that there are 4 Iries playing in this Everest Premier League, and that's a first, I would imagine.
The Irie dynasty, I think some of them are cousins, but 2 brothers in the 11 today. Scamper through for the quick single, the bowler fields, brilliant fielding, keeper takes off the bails, that looks very close, Nav.
He looks very confident, the keeper looks confident, and most importantly, the bowler looks very confident. Excellent piece of fielding. He was quick to get to the ball, and more importantly, released it very quickly, straight over the stumps. Easy work for the keeper. It's going to be interesting to see what the third umpire has to say.
Has the captain sold out Irie here? He dropped it down into the offside. He clearly wanted the strike back. It was the final ball of the over, but he might have just sold Kamal Singh Irie up the river.
Favor, yes, has to be out. Gonna see that once again. Yes, that's definitely going to be wicket number 7. It went to his natural side, so that made it easier for him to get the ball back to the keeper and X.
Yeah, Raju Rijal with the quick work. That's gone. That's the 7th. The Chitwan Tigers, 153 for 7. You see the replay here. The captain absolutely hung him out to dry. Brilliant fielding off his own bowl by Sheikh. The throw perfectly over the top. Raju Rijal does the rest. The former Nepal under-19 captain. And going into the final 2 overs, we've another. It's going to be Lalit Singh Bandari in at number 9. And a change in bowling as well. Rutella it is to bowl to the Tigers skipper. He's going to continue into his 3rd over. Amar Singh, Rutella. And a first ball now for Bandari, who we saw bowl beautifully yesterday.
Yeah, with just less than 2 overs left, there's not too much time that he has in the center. 153, they'd be looking anywhere close to the 170 mark, and I think respectable total. Lalit Singh Bhandari, just the one match that he played yesterday. Managed to get just one. Yes, hopefully can get hits to the boundary line in the 11 deliveries remaining in this innings. And he has his captain for
but it's going to be signalled wide. Raju Rijal, who under 19s in 2016, the quarter-final of that tournament in Bangladesh. They were greeted as heroes on their return home. Hammered down the ground, cross-batted to the man at long off, who's Kevin O'Brien. Just a single there.
You would imagine that's a typical number 9 shot. Once again, and look at the replay there. The wicket. He started a little late, but excellent stuff from the bowler. And Raju Rijal was waiting, but credit to the bowler. He got to the ball quickly, and a quick release went to his natural side.
Stifled appeal again off the pad. That's going to be a leg by. Signalled by the umpire. I'm going to have to call out Kamal Singh Airi there, Nav. He didn't back up a single yard. In fact, he was still inside his crease when his captain was calling him through for one. And that was the crucial difference, and that's why he was run out.
And especially at this stage of the innings, when you're constantly looking for those singles and doubles, you have to be on the move. And that led to his wicket.
Yeah, led to his demise. Bit of naivety there in the running. Slower ball, beautifully bowled. You could see the twist of the fingers as it was released. Ended up Yorking Bhandari, dot ball.
Yeah, in the last 10 deliveries, there's not much that's being scored by the Tigers. They've managed to lose 2 wickets, in fact, in the process. So the Kings 11, the Kathmandu Kings 11 won't be complaining. They'd be very happy with a good finish to this innings.
Yeah, the 3 overseas players there for the Tigers thinking about what might have been. Paul Sterling was licking his lips this morning, 34 off 13 before he fell. An extravagant piece of batting from Bhandari. He moved around the crease, he swung himself off his feet, but he only managed to inside edge it into his own body.
He's trying everything that he can, either to get his captain on strike or look for the boundaries. But very smart piece of bowling here by Amar Singh Rautela. And his captain at the non-strikers and is desperate to get to the other end.
Walks across his crease again. Huge appeal given. No appeal from the keeper. Wasn't necessary. The umpire says that's out.
And he went completely outside off. So what that meant was, all you need to do is bowl it right to the middle stump, and he did that. Singh Bhandari missed, and Amar Singh Rautela, an easy wicket. Then wicket number 8 goes down, 157 now on the board with just one.
Was the demise of Bhandari. Has to be said, a poor innings. He set any base for himself to hit the ball. He was trapped plumb in front. Went to the final over the innings with Bascode on strike. Chipped into the air, dropped. That's got to be the easiest catch that's gone down in the 2018 Everest Premier League. A sitter at point is spilled.
That would have been the victory. Prithu Baskota was looking for that big 6, got the outside edge, lobbed over to point, straight forward. You can't be missing that. Wicket number 9, and the new batsman Shahab Alam bowled very well today, did Shahab.
Yeah, that was Amar Singh Rautela putting the catch down. Oh, bowled him. Calamitous finish to this Tigers innings. They're collapsing like a deck of cards. And the wickets are falling all around.
A dreadful collapse for the Tigers. What they wanted going into the innings break. Quick look at the replay once again. Was fine touch towards shot third man. Missed it completely. 9th wicket down now. 158 on the board.
Here's the number 11. He's on debut. Sagal. 4 balls left. Some contact bat on ball. Nav, they were 142 for 4, and they've just collapsed dreadfully towards this end of the innings.
They've lost these last 4 wickets for pretty much nothing at all. And what at one stage looked like 170, 175.
Down the track, it's probably just going to be one again. They do run quickly, but just one. They've actually lost their last 5 wickets for just 16 runs, and Sheikh's been at the heart of that. He's now got 3 for 18.
Very good figures for Sheikh, and very rightly so. Finishing off this innings, can they get this one last wicket? 175, like I mentioned, would have been a good score, but it might just be 10, 15, 20 runs short of what they would have liked.
Yeah, I was extremely surprised he came off after his first over, Sheikh. He bowled a good over of left arm spin, went for 6, taken off, and not brought back until the 18th over. He's only going to be able to bowl 3 now. Bowled him. Super spell of bowling from Mohammed Samsad Sheikh. He finishes with 4 for 18, and the Tigers bowled all out inside their 20 overs for 160.
Fantastic comeback by the Kathmandu Kings 11. And initially, if you look at the first 5 overs, it was all Paul Singh. And at that stage, it looked like the Kathmandu Kings 11 had no clue with what was going on. This is their first game in this season of the Everest Premier League. But thanks to a fantastic spell of bowling from Samsad Sheikh, very well supported by Kevin O'Brien. He bowled a good spell as well. There you go, once again, a quick look at the replay. With no idea what was happening, the batsman.
Yeah, the Tigers walk off with their heads bowed. A really calamitous collapse, the worst we've seen in this year's TVS Everest Premier League. We're going to see the highlights of the wickets. The last 6 wickets falling for 18 runs. A shambolic collapse, Nav.
Means is the Kathmandu Kings 11 are going to have their tail up. And that was the first one, the big one, that of Paul Sterling. Immediately followed by John Simpson. It was 2 and 2, and that was when the Kathmandu Kings 11 fought back.
Yeah, that was a beauty that dismissed John Simpson. It turned and bounced on him. He fell for a first ball duck. There's the Kevin O'Brien slower ball in the airplane. He loves a celebration. But some poor and what I would describe as naive batting towards the end of the innings.
Lack of any sort of application. And this one, for example, he got that 6 just in the previous delivery, was trying to score a boundary in the leg side. And this was fantastic work from the wicketkeeper, Raju Rijal. Lalit Singh Bandari trying his bit, LBW. And right at the very end, Mohammad Sheikh cleaning the tail.
Yeah, he looks a lovely. He's spoken about the army of left arm spinners here in Nepal. And that's the batting card, the Chitwan Tigers. You wouldn't have been able to predict they'd be bowled all out. The last 3.1 overs, they lost 6 wickets. We're going to see the bowling figures as well. Rotella, O'Brien, Sahu and Sheikh the stars. Sahu's 3 wickets. Sheikh's 4.
It was primarily the
take a look at a few of the batting highlights, and they were really restricted to the top of the innings. It was the Paul Sterling and Sandeep Sonar show. Paul Sterling showing why he's such a man in demand around the world in these T20 leagues. Smashing the ball all round the ground. He was particularly devastating on Sagar Pun. His first over went 6-6-4.
Yeah, he didn't spare anyone, did he? And it wasn't only the big ones. He struck some good boundaries as well, adapted to the change in the line and length. A valiant effort from Kevin O'Brien, but he couldn't stop Paul Sterling either. And Sandeep Sonar. And then was that wonderful partnership in the middle overs, Dipendra Singh Gairi, and with the captain Prithu Vaskota, they put on a few runs as well.
Yeah, Irie really tried to force the tempo. You see George Scott with his beautiful six down the ground, the flourish that nearly had the expert one-handed catch for the 50,000 rupees. But as soon as Irie fell, the innings went with him. And aside from that solitary six, Sarki, there was nothing else to shout about for the Chitwan Tigers. They're going to finish with 160. The Kathmandu Kings are going to need 161 to win and start their campaign with a win. We'll be back with you in about 5 minutes.
स्वागत छ तपाईलाई Welcome back viewers for the second innings of the first match of third day of TVS EPL. I am joined by Andrew Leonard with me here.
Yeah, thanks Rajan. Rajan getting confused there between his Nepali and his English. Obviously beautifully fluent in both. I'm not going to bring you any Nepali, I'll keep with you in English here. Rajan, we've had 3 thrilling matches so far, games you couldn't call. Are we going to have a fourth now?
I think you are spot on, and the way Kings 11 came back into the match after going for 69 runs in first 6 overs, you can see the hunger is there. They are going to compete in this match. The two teams who finished bottom last year are doing everything they can to make sure it is not going to be the repeat of the last year.
Yeah, we've spoken already this week about how momentum is crucial in particular, and there is only one side with the momentum after that staggering collapse from the Tigers, and that momentum is with the Kings 11.
Absolutely. And the openers, we can see the opening bowler for Chitwan Tigers, Lalit Singh Bhandari, the left arm pace bowler who has been in national team, hasn't got opportunities, but he has been in the squad, he has been traveling with the team. Here we go, the first ball of the second innings.
Yeah, let's hope Bhandari bowls better than he bats, because that is up there with one of the worst innings we've seen so far.
I mean, if you meet him outside the cricket field, he will say that he's a batsman.
But like all good fast bowlers.
Like all good fast bowlers. Absolutely, Andrew.
Yeah, here's the opening batsman, Amit Trestra. He's played 5 matches at this TVS Everest Premier League in his career with a high score of 30. He's going to look today as the Kings look to start their campaign with a win. It's going to be Trestra and Pun to open, but can you talk us through the rest of the order? Who do you think is going to come in where?
I mean, it is difficult to predict actually, Andrew, because Naresh is also an opener. He has done that in past, but he has been batting middle order for some time now. So maybe Naresh Budayar might be the next guy if they got a good start. If not, Anand Subramaniam from India, the left-handed batsman, he can do some damage in power play, and maybe that must be the mind on the captain somewhere.
Yeah, Trestra on strike. That's a nice looking shot. That's just punched through the offside. The mid-off fielder's sprinting round. The outfield is fast here. Makes a diving stop, but it's only half a stop. Might have been a chance for 3, but they're going to be restricted to 2.
Amit Shrestha, best used in the power play. He's a very good, a bit of hand-eye coordination. We like to see him. He's not that much foot movement, but then he has the shots to play in the power play. He gets so many boundaries starting the innings for Kathmandu Kings 11.
Yeah, Lalit Singh Bhandari's left arm medium fast. No huge movement. The only movement we've seen so far was probably in the opening 2 overs of the match today. It's clipped nicely off his legs. It's just going to be a single. Is that going to tend to be when we'll see movement in this tournament, really in the morning match when the dew is about?
There has to be some movement, but then again, the way Sterling and Sandeep, they disturbed the plans the Kathmandu Kings 11 had, and that it was a very good start for Chitwan Tigers, but then yeah, they failed to capitalize on it. So we can see there is some movement, but then it's going to be slower as the game progresses.
Yeah, Sagar Pun now to face up for his first ball. We're going to have a change of angle from Bhandari. He's going to come around the wicket, try and tuck up Pun. Pun with a strike rate of just 80 in his EPL career. He's going to need to improve upon that if the Kings are going to be chasing down this total, which is hovering around 8 and over. We've also got a field change as well. Third man coming into the circle and long on going out. So the 2 men defending the shorter leg side boundary here. Good start this from Bhandari.
I have to say, Andrew, that I'm pretty much surprised to see Sagar Pun opening again for Kathmandu Kings 11, because he hasn't been in that good form opening the batting in limited overs format, and he had pretty bad numbers last year also, but Kings 11 has persisted with him to open again. Like you can see that Lohit Singh Bhandari coming round the wicket, packed offside field. There's a plan. The plan is going on for Kathmandu Kings 11.
Yeah, good to see both sides with their plans in action here. A strong first over from Bhandari. The Kathmandu Kings, 3 for none. It's going to be spin to open the innings. Dakal, who batted so beautifully yesterday, is going to bowl his slow left arm spin.
Like we saw in the first innings, Andrew, it held a spinner's lot. And we can see spinners straight away from Chitwan Tigers. Left arm spinner Sagar Dakal has played for our Indian national team, is the member of our national team currently. Power play is going to be crucial, Andrew.
Short cut away, half a stop by the fielder. He got a hand on it, it was a strong hand, so it's a case of save 2 or cost 2, but it's going to be 2 runs.
The way first innings went, so many runs in the power play, and then the runs suddenly dried up. I think this is going to be a crucial 6 overs. Amit Shrestha Sagarpur has to get some quick runs here. It's going to be slower.
Cut away again by Dakal, another misfield, consecutive misfields from the Chitwan Tigers. Bhandari this time with the misfield. And I think you're spot on, to be honest, Rajan. The power play going to be so crucial to the outcome of this match. But Dakal is a young cricketer to watch. You spoke yesterday about how impressive his batting was through the offside. I like his left arm spin. I know it's hard to stand out as a left arm spinner in the ball because we have 77 of them on show in the tournament here, or 95, I can't remember the exact number, but it seems every second bowler is a left arm spinner.
Single there for Amit Shrestha, and they have all doing well actually, left arm spinners. Like I said yesterday also, like there are at least 2 left arm spinners in each team on an average, and they all are doing well. We saw how Samsal Chak bowled in the first innings.
Why is there so many left arm spinners, do you think, Rajan? Is it a case of they had a hero to aspire to in the shape of Shakti Gutchan?
Absolutely, and the conditions here in Nepal very helpful for spinners, very helpful for left arm spinners, and obviously the 2 heroes, Shakti Gauchan and Basant Regmi, doing well for Nepal for so long.
Yeah, and Dakal continuing to be effective, just 4 from his over. It's the end of the second, the Kings 7 for none. Yeah, welcome back. George Scott gets the ball in his hand, a big, tall Middlesex man. Just the 1 over for Bhandari and an immediate change.
There you can see the starts for George Scott. Has not played many matches, but then again, he has done well for Middlesex in last. misses his run up there. George Scott.
Yeah, I was speaking with Angus Fraser before I came out, and he was very acutely aware, the Middlesex director of cricket, the former England Test seamer, and he told me to keep a special eye on George Scott because he's a young man with a lot of talent. He's a lovely action.
And like we say that foreign players are here in Nepal, and it has been great for Nepali young players to learn from them. And not only that, even for someone like George Scott coming in Nepal and playing in these conditions, these pitches, to understand this condition very well, it is certainly going to help him also to grow as a player.
Yeah, and the thing Angus Fraser said was that he was delighted that 3 of his cricketers were getting exposure to new conditions. And that's why the Everest Premier League is so special. It's the local players getting the exposure to the expertise of the foreign players, but those foreign players getting the access to these local conditions, the subcontinent conditions.
And not only that, there is a possibility to be a fan favorites also here. Last year, I'm telling you, Andrew, I heard something very new, very refreshing. I will come back to that after this delivery.
Oh, that's a glorious shot. Clipped strongly off his legs by Sagar Pun. He gets the innings up and running. That's going to be 4 runs.
There, it's in a strong zone on side. He played it with soft hands, but timed it gap once.
Yeah, good comeback from Scott. So tell us, you were going to say something about the foreign players coming into Nepal.
Yeah, last year, I mean, you are used to hearing Paras from the crowd chanting his name, Paras Khatka's name. Obviously, he's a star, been a star for so many years for Nepal. But last year, I heard Babar and Babar. I mean, you can see what are the opportunities here for even foreign players to be fan favorites in Nepal, playing for Nepal domestic teams.
Babar will be back soon for his return in the EPL. Who do you think they might be chanting for? Is it going to be Levy, Sterling? Who's going to be the fan favourite this year?
So many contenders so far. Richard Levy surely one of them. Ravinder Singh, yesterday we saw such a great innings from him.
Maybe Roloff van der Merwe trying to stand out as a foreign left-arm spinner, an overseas left-arm spinner amongst the army of left-arm spinners. That's the end of the 3rd over, which was George Scott's first. It's 12 for none.
12 runs in 3 overs, everybody. Kathmandu Kings versus Chitwan Tigers. That was bowling by George Scott, batsman Mr. Sagar Pun and Amit Spencer. TVS Everest Premier League, the 3rd season. Bowling now, Mr. Sagar Pun.
There it is, the TVS Everest Premier League 2018. The beautiful Kirtipur International Cricket Ground in Kathmandu in Nepal. 3 overs gone here. The Kings off to a slow start, 12 for none. The Tigers were 36 for none at this point. Sterling got them off to a flyer. It's been slow stuff so far, Rajan, hasn't it?
I mean, similar kind of problem they had even last year also, to get quick runs in the power play with Sagar Pun and Amit Shrestha opening. I was really expecting someone from the foreign quota to open with Amit Shrestha maybe, because Sagar Pun has been very good in middle order if he has not been opening.
Yeah, I'd have loved to have seen Kevin O'Brien open up for the Kings. That's not just because he's an Irishman. He's devastating at the top of the order in the power play. He's done that before. He struck a record century for Gloucester in the T20 Blast in England one year, opening the batting there. Powerful, down the ground, that's what they need. Sagar Pun with his second boundary. That's going to be 4 runs.
Sagar Pun has played all the memorable innings in the middle order for Nepal national team also, be it recently against Oman, Asia Cup qualifiers, and before that, if we can remember, go back to the World Cricket League plans 47 runs was very crucial for our win in Netherlands.
Flatter this time from Dakal. He'd given the previous ball air, he'd been punished for it, and he said, I'm going to dash this one in and try and get pun off strike. He succeeded in that. You talk about these two sides, they were 5th and 6th in the table last year. Do you see any reason why they won't be 5th and 6th again?
I think it is going to be a tough tournament. It is going to be close. All team has strengthened.
Slog sweep. There is a man out. It's the biggest boundary. He makes a diving stop, but it runs off his body to the rope. Hashtag EPL T20. That's a boundary 4.
Mid-wicket hoik for Amit Shrestha. They will put them all day long. And it was a very bad fielding from the fielder there. Pushed it for the 4. Should have been stopped there by Chitwan Tigers. Has been pretty on and off Chitwan Tigers since the start of this innings.
Yeah, we've seen some mixed fielding so far today. Flatter again from Dakal. He gets away with it. 2 men outside the circle at the moment, at deep mid-wicket and long off. As the Tigers try to get out of this power play. Flat, very short delivery. Clipped, it's just going to be one, not punish that. It's the end of the 4th over. The Kings 11, 22 for none. That's the scene here in Kathmandu. It's game number 4 of 19 in the 2018 TVS Everest Premier League. George Scott is going to continue. The tall, somewhat gangly Middlesex seamer. Straight to his Middlesex teammate there, Paul Sterling. You must have enjoyed that Paul Sterling innings this morning, Rajan.
It was a wonderful start. I mean, almost like a replay from last game yesterday. 200 runs made twice, and they were on their way to make another 200 runs, but then Kathmandu Kings 11 bowled very well to limit them.
Yeah, to limit them to 160. Scott goes tumbling through his follow through. No damage done there, just a single. Worked off his legs. For such a devastating innings at the top of the order, Sterling's dismissal was something of a giveaway. It was a bit of a nothing delivery, and he'll be so disappointed to have chipped it straight to cover.
Still early days for Sterling in Nepal in these conditions. The more the matches go on, I think we will see the more of Sterling, and definitely a long innings is due from these overseas guys, and especially Sterling, who has done so well for Ireland and Middlesex.
Yeah, nicely bowled from Scott. Clipped off his legs. He's tucked the batsman up nicely. We've talked about his potential as a cricketer. He's only really breaking into the Middlesex first side at the moment. But between Simpson, Sterling and Scott, they've got a good overseas hand, the Tigers, this year.
And like you said yesterday, I mean, they came from same county. They have good understanding of each other's game. They know what to do.
Oh God, a remarkable shot. He's looked to heave a ball from outside off. Scott puts his hands over his mouth. He can't believe it out. It was a... Again, it's probably hit him just outside the line, perhaps.
Yeah, outside off stump that probably saved Amit Shrestha. But then again, shot selection was not that good from Kathmandu Kings 11 opener. I think they are struggling with the run rate right now, Andrew, and the way we saw the pitch get slower and slower as the spinners comes on.
He's lucky there, Scott. Clipped off his legs by Shrestha, but straight to the man. That short 45 fine leg. Dot ball. You can see the required run rate going over 9 for the first time. And this is not the start the Kings would have wanted from their power play, even if they're yet to lose a wicket.
I guess they have missed a trick here. They needed someone who could force some boundaries in the power play, get some quick runs at the start of the innings, something that Paul Stirling did in the first innings.
Again, Scott persisting with that line. It's the end of the 5th over. Score now 25 for none. Change in bowling. It's going to be Dipender Singh Airi with his off breaks. He only bowled 2 overs yesterday. Got a nice change in the commentary position. Krishna to my right for a little bit. And I'll now hand over to Suraj Giri as Airi comes into the attack for the first.
Thanks, Andrew. Good move from Prithu Baskota. Getting Airi inside of the power play overs. You can fire the ball in, and change of pace is going to be essential here for Dipender Singh Airi, Navneet.
Absolutely, and it's been a disciplined effort by the Tigers in the first 5 overs, just 25 on the board. Fantastic shot, just pitched a little fuller this time, and he made full use of it, did Shrestha. Straight back past the bowler, rolls over runs for Crew.
Inside overs, that means less protection in the deep, and the idea was right. Negotiating it for a single.
Despite that massive collapse that the Tigers had towards the end of the innings, where they lost 6 wickets for just 18 runs, they still have a respectable total on the board, 160. It's not going to be easy, and with 30 in the in the 6th over, it's definitely game on, and this could potentially be another game that might just go on to the last over yet again. We have seen 3 already in 3.
Sagar Pun likes to open the innings. He's done that for the national cricket team as well. Been out of form in the recent months, so he's lost his place in the national side, but this could be a comeback tournament for him. Airi throwing it away from the batsman. Batsman, since it was wide, willing to take the aerial route. Fielder couldn't get there. The positive aspect for the Kathmandu Kings 11 side is that they've not lost a wicket. They've got some firepower left to come in their batting order. So a steady start. Played onto the onside. There's some confusion in the middle. Oh! Comedy of errors out there in the field. Amit Shrestha thought he was gone. He slipped, he fell, but the throw was wayward, and Simpson could do nothing about that. So missed opportunity then for Chitwan Tigers.
That should have been the first wicket for the Tigers. 6 overs completed, 31 for no loss. And we'll come back.
So it's going to be Shah Alam to come back into the attack.
Such an exciting find. Shahab Alam has not yet represented the national team, but he's been very handy in the under-19 squad. Featured regularly there. He's a bright young prospect.
Down the track, and he hits it hard. A firm shot. No chance for the fielder whatsoever. A fantastic boundary to Pan. 4 more to the total. And it looks like Sanyukta just outside the boundary line. Sanyukta, over to you.
Banu, I have with me the most actress, if I can say so, in the Nepali film industry, Swastima Khadka. Swastima, so good to have you here. Tell me something, what do you think about an event like the Everest Premier League? What are your thoughts on an event like this, because it's promoting upcoming cricketers of Nepal? What do you have to say about that?
First of all, thank you very much for your compliment. The best part is last year I was here to perform for EPL in the opening, and this time I'm here to support Chitwan Tigers, and it feels great to be here because, you know, my friend is there, Prithu Baskoda, so yeah, it's great.
So since I was going to ask you which team are you supporting, you just told me. Do you really think your friend's team is going to win the tournament? Are you sure, or are you hoping for that, or what?
I can't be sure, but hopefully yes. Trust. So I'm here to support them. Hopefully yes, and they're doing really great. Yes.
And lastly, just tell me, tapayko kun se naya film aira cha? Can you talk about your new film? What are the projects in the pipeline? Anything that you years?
Of course, yes. I have Bulbul coming on this Feb 13th of this Feb. So don't forget to watch it on theaters.
And there's been a wicket. There's a wicket that's come out. So any thoughts?
Roar, Tiger, roar.
That was Swastima Khadka with us, upcoming actress and famous actress of Nepal. And now back to the Combox.
Thank you, Sanyukta. And while that interview was going on, the Tigers lost their first wicket. Yeah. My apologies. The Kathmandu Kings 11 lost their first wicket. Shrestha going for the big 6 over mid-wicket, and an excellent catch from Beams Karki in the line.
Yeah, Beams Karki is a brilliant fielder, brilliant cricketer all round, genuine all-rounder. And Amit Shrestha played that slog sweep, but big news that Kevin O'Brien will come out for the first time to have a bat for the Kathmandu Kings 11. 196 matches, 119 the high score. He's been a star for Ireland, and now Kathmandu Kings 11 him to deliver.
Well, the stage is set for him, Suraj. Is it a natural in this format? Everyone's been waiting to watch Kevin O'Brien out and bat. And we've seen him be destructive at the highest level of cricket. And he can very well do that here in Kathmandu as well.
Slip in for Shahab Alam. Yet not off the mark, Kevin O'Brien. Yeah, the fans are really excited to see the Irishman deliver some action. Is today going to be it?
And you mentioned about Shahab Alam not yet featuring in the national squad. But this is why the Everest Premier League is a fantastic platform. Not just for learning and playing with the international stars, but a great opportunity for you to perform here and make yourself available for national selection. And Shahab Alam is doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely spot on there, Navneet. Last year, the Everest Premier League, the 2 stars of Everest Premier League that went through to the Nepali national team were Anil Shah and Rohit Kumar Paudel. Before that, the same organizing committee has been organizing other tournaments as well, where we have been able to gift the national team potential stars of the future. and increase the bench strength. Sompal Kami came out from one of those tournaments. Last year, Anil Shah and Rohit Kumar Paudel. This year, definitely, Shah Balan could be a player to watch out for.
Right, Kevin's on strike now, and we have a good crowd in the long on boundary. You don't want to be betting against Kevin O'Brien, and it's Irie who's going to bowl his spin. And when Kevin gets going, just a single on this occasion though, but we're yet to see someone from the crowd take that one-handed catch. It's not easy though.
Well, to tell you, Navneet, there has been a claim that one of the spectators yesterday, while Richard Levy was going berserk and hitting them all around the park, one of the spectators has come forward and claimed the one-handed catch, the expert single-handed catch in the crowd. We're waiting for visual evidence, and once that's confirmed, he will be the recipient of the 50,000 rupees cash that's on offer.
Just a little bit of width, a firm drive from Kevin O'Brien, and he gets his first boundary. Excellent shot from Kevin O'Brien there. A little quicker, Dipendra Singh Irie pushed it through, but Kevin O'Brien was quick to adapt, and a good boundary.
Poor bowling from Irie there, short, wide, and Kevin O'Brien, all the time in the world to free his arms and hit that over extra cover. Was in the air for a little while, but no one's going to catch that.
This time down the leg side now. Trickles away to the short fine leg, just the single.
Yeah, Kevin O'Brien will feel he missed out on that one. Just a little nudge. If it got any of the bat, then that would have probably run down to the fence as well, with fine leg up in the circle. Quick single. So Irie, what he normally does is he fires the ball in and he pitches it around that good length area.
And what he also does is run through his overs. There's barely any time that the batsmen get to settle in, and quite literally between 2 to 3 minutes, Irie gets through his over, and that is smart thinking.
Yeah, unsettling for the batsman, working in the favor of the fielding side.
Shot. That was a confident looking sweep, and he found the gap between short fine leg and deep square leg, and an excellent boundary by Sagar there. Now this is a crucial partnership for the Kings 11 once again.
Very good sweeper of the ball, Sagar Pun. One of his strongest abilities is playing spin. Shot that he so often takes out from his harmony. Works out for him most of the time. Sagar Pun and Brian, they've got to hold it steady. 8 overs done then, the score is 50 for 1.
Very quick look at the highlights that in the short little innings that we have seen so far. Just the one wicket for the Chitwan Tigers, and some good batting. Shots down the wicket. This feels they haven't helped the Tigers too much. We're back here with live action, and just maneuvers it into the leg side for a single, does Kevin. That brings Sagar back on strike, and it's going to be Shah Balam to bowl the second over after a very impressive start in the first over. Got that wicket. Cheeky.
Reverse sweep in action there. Trying to produce that. We've seen him get out to trying to hit the ball that way. A couple of times, Sagar Pun, I remember last year as well. But with the modern format of the game, modern cricket, batsmen like to take chances, like to be innovative. Down the ground, and he misses it. The plan has worked. Shah Balam, of course, that's going to be signaled as a wide, but Kevin O'Brien has thrown his wicket away.
Big wicket this. Big wicket for the Chitwan Tigers, and they're smiling, and Preetu, huge smile on his face. And rightly so. Shah Balam does the trick, and to be honest, unnecessary from Kevin O'Brien in the context of the game. What was required was a partnership. They had to rebuild this innings after the loss of the first wicket. And Kevin O'Brien going back to the dugout. The Chitwan Tigers are going to be very happy with this. And Shahab Alam once again 2 wickets down now for the Kathmandu Kings 11.
Well, the big Irishman, Kevin O'Brien, is it's the young who's produced that crew wickets. Naresh Budayar, the new batsman, that's walked out to the crease. At Naresh Budayar as well. Now this is his kind of a stage where he can negotiate the ball around, play around, and hold the innings together.
It was the left arm spin of Mohammad Samsat Sheikh that worked very well for the Kathmandu Kings 11 in the first innings. He got 4 crucial wickets and doing the same as well, and from the same end, from the pavilion end.
Samsat Sheikh, Shahab Alam, these are all waiting for the moment to rise and deliver. Drag that one from outside the off stump. Is that going to be a boundary? Yes, absolutely pierced the fielders. There was a deep square, long on position, but perfectly placed in between the 2 fielders. Agarpun, despite the fall of wickets, is continuing to play his shots. He's short and it was out there to pull.
Excellent boundary there. And they need to pull. They've lost 2 wickets in quick succession, courtesy Shahab Alam. Now, one thing that we definitely don't want to discount is another match that might go down to the very last over. We've seen some nail biters. About nail biters, there's been a lot of cricket happening around the world. And the latest news from Australia, India have managed to pull off their first ever victory in Australia in the first test match of a series. And that was a nail biter as well. They just won by 32 runs. So there's a and we come to the end of the 9th over, 59 for 2, the Kings 11.
Shahab Alam doing the trick for the Kathmandu Kings 11 side, and just here, now Vineet was mentioning that India's first ever win in the first match of a test series in Australia. Is it going to be the same story for Kathmandu Kings 11? Their first match in the TVS EPL 2018, they would want to get off the mark with a victory here, but spin so far has troubled the batsman. And Dhakal is the new bowler in.
And Prithu Baskota is very quick to realize that it's the spinners who are doing the job for them. So Shahab Alam is getting some good purchase, good assistance from this wicket. And he's quick to put Dhakal on from the other end as well. And now the batsmen have 2 spinners to deal with. It's not going to be easy. And to be honest, the Kings 11 are behind the 8 ball as we head into the halfway mark, with close to 100 runs required in the final 10 overs.
It's not going to be an easy task, especially after this season. The back of Kevin O'Brien. There are some big hitters. Sompal Kami himself has gone on to produce some match-winning knocks for the national team. Be hoping to get out there and show his skills, show his batting skills today. But 10 runs per over, it's not going to be an easy task.
Never say never, Suraj. It was a similar situation yesterday, and in came someone no one saw in the form of Ravinder Singh from Punjab, and what he did is history.
Definitely making headlines in all the Nepali newspapers. Cricket fans, the Nepali cricket fans especially, are loving it.
The first ever centurion in the Everest Premier League from India. 10 sixes, and he helped the Gladiators chase down a record 216. Never happened before in the history of the TVS Everest Premier League. It's all happening here, and we're just into day 3.
Down the track, try to get to the pitch of the ball, but in the end he just could carve through. And it's going to be 2 runs because of that fumble.
Do you think that they have batsmen who can strike a 10 to the over, especially the middle order?
Well, Raju Rizal is yet to bat. He's not known for some big hitting, but Sompal Kami definitely there. Haven't seen much of Anand Subramaniam, so he'll be somebody to watch out for. Amar Singh Roitela can be attacking when required as well.
So they do have the ammunition to make this happen. India, if there's one thing that I've got wrong in these 2 days, predictions, I'm going to hold on to my predictions for this game. 10 overs completed, and the Kathmandu Kings 11, 64 for 2.
64 runs. 161 for target Rohit Shah.
Just at the halfway mark, and as we head into the 11th over, there's a change in the commentary box as well, 11 to 15, so that also means some local flavor. Going to hand it to our Nepali commentators, Rajan Shah and Paresh Lohani.
धन्यवाद नवनीत म राजन शाह स्वागत गर्दछु नेपाली कमेन्ट्रीबाट मसँग हुनुहुन्छ नेपालका पूर्व कप्तान र ओपनिङ ब्याट्सम्यान परेश लोहनी
धन्यवाद विवेक Rajan, sorry. यी दुईटाको साझेदारी हुने जरुरी छ नरेश बुडायर र सागर पुन दुईटा राम्रा ब्याट्सम्यान हुने नि एउटा पार्टनरशिपको जरुरी
तपाईँ एउटा ओपनिङ ब्याट्सम्यान रहिसक्नु भएको छ नेपाल टिमको लागि परेश लोहनी तपाईसँग एउटा प्रश्न सोध्न चाहन्छु यो बल पछि बिट गरेका छन् आउटसाइड अफमा सावालम राम्रो बलिङ गरिरहेका छन् राम्रो पर्चेस पाइरहेका छन् पिचबाट परेश के यो ओपनिङ राम्रो भएको छ अहिलेसम्म यो पावर प्लेको जुन उपयोग हुन सकेन यो म्याचमा यो इनिङ्समा जुन ठुलो स्कोर पछाइरहेको छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11लाई कसरी लिनुहुन्छ परेश यो ओपनिङ अहिलेसम्मको लागि सागर पुनको
एकदमै स्लो स्टार्ट दिएका थिए सागर पुन र अमित श्रेष्ठले जुन हामी फर्स्ट इनिङ्समा हेर्न सक्थ्यौँ पल स्टर्लिङले खेलेका सट्सहरू धेरै नै राम्रो सट्सहरू खेलेका थिए उनले इभन सन्दीप सुनार धेरै राम्रो सट्सहरू खेलेका थिए त्यसैले इन्टेन्ट रन बनाउने इन्टेन्ट हुनु पर्यो माइन्डमा माइन्ड गेम हो यो क्रिकेट भने म्याक्सिमम यु हेभ टु युज यु माइन्ड कसरी रन बनाउने भनेर सोच एउटा प्लान लिएर खेल्नुपर्ने छ आफ्नो टिमको लागि आफूले के को जिम्मेवारी के हो त्यो बुझ्नुपर्ने छ ब्याट्सम्यानले
डट बल हुनुहुन्छ फेरि पनि सावलमको राम्रो कसिलो बोलिङ म्याचमा जारी छ परेश अमित र जुन सागरले ओपनिङ गरे पावर प्लेमा त्यो रन बन्न सकेन जुन पल स्टर्लिङ र सन्दीप सुनारले बनाएको थियो जुन टाइगर्सको लागि हल्का बाहिर दिएका छन् यसपालि र 1 रन हुनेछ सागर पुनको लागि 1 रनले हानि हुने छैन चितवन टाइगर्सलाई र यसका साथै स्ट्राइक ओभर
11 ओभरको समाप्तिमा किङ्स 11 67 for 2
32 runs गर्नुभएको छ 6 runs. Kathmandu Kings versus Chitwan Tigers.
11 ओभरको समाप्तिमा 67 रन काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 को 2 विकेटको क्षतिमा केविन ओब्रायन र अमित श्रेष्ठ आउट भइसकेका छन्। केविन ओब्रायन 9 रन बनाएर आउट भएका छन्। त्यसै साथ हामी हेर्न सक्छौँ पल स्टर्लिङ आयरल्यान्डका आफ्नो अफ स्पिन लिएर आएका छन् 12 ओभरको सुरुवात गर्न। परेशकै ट्याक्टिसमा केही ब्लन्डर भएर सायद एउटा ओभरसी प्लेयरलाई पावर प्ले पठाउन सकिन्थ्यो ओपनिङको लागि र त्यो जुन क्विक रस बनाएको थियो चितवन टाइगर्सले आफ्नो पारीको सुरुवातमा त्यो गर्न सकिन्थ्यो।
डेफिनेटली अब अमित श्रेष्ठ नेचुरल हिटिङ गर्छन् उनी, तर आज देखिएन उहाँको नेचुरल गेम आज देखिएन। सागर पुन पनि नेचुरल हिटिङै गर्छन्, उहाँको पनि त्यस्तो आज देखिएन। मोस्ट प्रोबेबली नरेश बुढायर या कुनै पनि ओभरसिज प्लेयरलाई ओपनिङ पठाएर पावर प्लेको फाइदा उठाउनको लागि पठाउनु पर्ने जरुरी देखिन्थ्यो।
1 रन बनाउँदै सागर पुन अफ स्ट्राइक भएका छन्। नरेश बुढायर स्ट्राइकमा आएका छन्। नरेश बुढायर राम्रो फर्ममा देखिएका थिए, पछिल्लो एउटा टुर्नामेन्टमा खेलेका थिए उनले पोखरामा। ब्याटिङ गर्छन् किङ्सले, उनले पोहोर साल पनि मिडल ओभर ब्याटिङ गरेका थिए र अफ साइडमा ठुलो सट, तर 2 रन मात्र हुनेछ।
त्यति मिलाउन सकेका थिएनन् नरेश बुढायरले। हावामा थियो, धेरै लामो समयसम्म हावामा थियो बल, वाइड लङ अफ दिशामा 2 रन लिन सफल। इन्टेन्ट, उहाँको इन्टेन्ट राम्रो देखिरहेको छ अहिले।
कन्टेन्ट गर्ने प्रयास जारी छ पल स्टर्लिङको र त्यहाँ क्विक 2 रन लिएका छन्। नाइस रन विकेट्स अपिल गरेका छन् अम्पायरले, थर्ड अम्पायरलाई दिएका छन्। क्लोज हुन सक्छ यहाँ पर, के भन्नुहुन्छ?
त्यो त रिप्लेबाट थाहा हुन्छ के सागर पुन क्रिजमा पुगे कि पुगेनन्।
कलेक्ट गर्न सकेनन् पल स्टर्लिङले, बाहिर थिए र स्टम्प पहिलेदेखि नै डिस्टर्ब भएको छ। सायद यो नट आउट हुन सक्छ परेश।
ठिक भन्नुभयो राजन, इट्स प्रोबेबली नट आउट। अम्पायरको डिसिजन नट आउट हुन सक्छ यो।
बल कलेक्ट भएन, बल कलेक्ट नहुने कन्डिसनमा स्टम्पलाई त्यहाँबाट उखाल्नुपर्ने हुन्छ बेल झरिसकेको बेला। नट आउटको डिसिजन केही बेरमा आउने जस्तो लाग्छ हामीलाई। नट आउट नै भएका छ सागरको। गुड रन द विकेट छ हेर्दै भन्नुपर्छ, हल्का टाइट थियो तर जुन त्यो अर्जेन्सी छ रनको लागि त्यो हामी देखिरहेका छौँ। ठुलो सट नलाए पनि रन बिट्विन द विकेटले पनि रन प्रयास जारी छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 को लागि।
त्यही हो, यत्तिकै खेलिराख्नुपर्ने जो 1 रन 2 रन 1 रन 2 रन लिएर विदाउट टेकिङ एनी रिस्क। 1 ओभरमा 5 वटा सिङ्गल या 4 वटा सिङ्गल र 2 रनले पनि 8 रन बन्नेछ।
ओभरको लागि 50 रनसम्म चेज गर्न सकिन्छ यदि विकेट हातमा छ भने, तर त्यो बेलासम्म पनि यो डट बल धेरै हुनु भएन र केही एकाध चौका बाउन्ड्री 6 अरू लाग्नु पर्यो, जसले गर्दाखेरि एउटा जुन राम्रो पोजिसन हुन्छ लास्टको 5 ओभरमा 50 रन टार्गेट गर्न सकिन्छ। रिभर्स हान्ने प्रयास थियो त्यहाँ सागर पुनको, तर कनेक्ट हुन सकेन, डट बल हुन पुगेको छ फेरि।
जहाँसम्म मैले सागर पुनलाई यो सट खेल्न जरुरी छैन अहिलेको यो अवस्थामा। खालि सिङ्गल ल्याएर त्यहाँ खालि क्रिजमा खालि टिकिराख्नुपर्ने जरुरी छ जस्तो भन्नुभयो राजन।
फेरि पनि सेम सटको प्रयास, तर फेरि पनि कनेक्ट हुन सकेन। एलडब्ल्यूको ठुलो अपिल गरेका थिए पल स्टर्लिङले, उनी कन्भिन्स थिए कि आउट छ भनेर, तर अम्पायरले नकार दिएका छन् र लेग बाई पनि दिएका छन्। पल स्टर्लिङ अचम्ममा छन्, त्यो अचम्मको आँसो हो।
12 ओभरको समाप्तिमा किङ्स 11 75-2।
हाइलाइट हेर्न सक्छौँ अहिलेसम्मको हामीले। कन्टिन्यू गर्नेछन् आफ्नो स्पेल, राम्रो बलिङ गरिरहेका छन् यो म्याचमा अहिलेसम्म चितवन टाइगर्सको लागि। लास्ट भएको थियो चितवन टाइगर्स र यो वर्ष पक्कै पनि त्योभन्दा राम्रो गर्ने प्रयास रहने नै छ चितवन टाइगर्सको।
राम्रो रनिङ यो नरेश बुढाएर र सागर पुनको साझेदारी बढ्दैछ। कुनै पनि लुज बल दिएका छैनन् शाह आलमले ठुलो शटहरू प्रहार गर्नको लागि। अब चाँडै ठुलो शट्सहरू प्रहार गर्न जरुरी छ। रन रेट रिक्वायर्ड रन रेट बढ्दो छ अझै।
फेरि 1 रन हुनेछ। शाह आलमको कसिलो बलिङ जारी। 17 रन 19 रन भयो यो अहिलेसम्म 19 स्पेलमा र 2 विकेट लिएका छन्। 2 ठुलो विकेट केभिन ओब्रायन र अमित श्रेष्ठको। नरेश बुढाएर बाहिर बढेर ठुलो शटको प्रयास गरे तर लेन तानिदिए आफ्नो शाह आलम र 1 रन मात्र पाउनेछन्।
ब्याटिङ यी दुई ब्याट्सम्यानले गरिरहेका छन्। यस्तै ब्याटिङ सुरुवातमा गर्न जरुरी थियो, जबकि धेरै नै डट बल खेले दुई ओपनिङ ब्याट्सम्यानहरूले। जहाँ बलरले राम्रो बल गरे तापनि चान्स थियो यहाँ शाह आलमको लागि क्याचको लागि, तर बल एकदमै हार्ड हिट गरेका थिए सागरले। क्याच मिस भएको छ।
रिप्लेमा हेर्न सक्छौँ सागर पुनले स्ट्रेट मार्न खोजेका थिए तर क्याच लिन सकेनन्। हातमा लाएर उछिट्यो बल। पोहोर साल पनि लास्ट इयर पनि काठमाडौँ किङ्स इलेभेनको यही समस्या देखिएको थियो परेश। खराब फिल्डिङ। 1 रन पाउनेछन् नरेश बुढायरले। लास्ट इयर पनि हामीले यही समस्या देखेका थियौँ। ओपनिङ पावर प्ले रन हान्न सकेको थिएन किङ्स इलेभेनको र आज पनि यही गेममा यही हामीले हेरेका छौँ कि रन बनेन पावर प्लेमा। यो जुन एउटा प्रब्लम चलिरहेको छ किङ्स इलेभेनको लास्ट इयरदेखि नै, के यसलाई सच्याउन के गर्न सकिन्छ होला आगामी म्याचेसहरूमा? र यो गेम ठुलो शट प्रहार गरेका छन् लेग साइडमा 4 रनका लागि। 4 रन।
राम्रो स्लस स्विप गरिदिए सागर पुनले। यसै सहित 13 ओभरको समाप्ति। 84 2 विकेटको क्षतिमा काठमाडौँ किङ्स इलेभेन। पल स्टर्लिङ आएका छन् चोबार एन्डबाट फेरि आफ्नो दोस्रो ओभर लिएर। राम्रो अलिकति मोमेन्टम पाइरहेको छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स इलेभेनले। टार्गेट ठुलो छ। रिक्वायर्ड रन रेट पनि अलिकति 10 भन्दा माथि नै छ।
7 ओभरमा
वाइड बल गरे पल स्टर्लिङले। धेरै रुम दिन खोजेका छैनन् अफ स्टम्पमा। मिड लेग बल डाट गरिरहेका छन् पल स्टर्लिङ। रुम दिन खोजेका छैनन् उनले। हल्का अफ स्टम्प बाहिर रुम दियो भने कभरमा सर्ट खेल्ने मौका पाउँछन् नरेश बुढाहरूले भनेर उहाँले खालि प्याचहरूमा मात्रै बल गरिरहेका छन्।
8 विकेट हातमा छ किङ्स इलेभेनको। 90 रन पुग्न लागिसक्यो। 89 मा छन् अहिले किङ्स इलेभेन। 13 ओभर 14 ओभरको सुरुवातमा 5 रन वाइड गएको छ। त्यसले गर्दा केही न केही प्रेसर रिलिज भएको छ। स्कुप हान्ने प्रयास थियो तर लास्ट मोमेन्टमा सर्ट चेन्ज गरे। पल स्टर्लिङले देखे कि उनले ब्याट फर्काइसकेका थिए। आउटसाइड अफ बलिङ गरिदिए। र टाइमिङ गर्न सकेनन् क्याच हुन सक्थ्यो तर त्यो पनि फिल्डरसँग पुगेन र नरेश बुढायर
धेरै नै राम्रो थिङ्किङ क्रिकेट यो पल स्टर्लिङद्वारा उहाँले देख्नुभयो प्याडल गर्न खोजेको स्कुप गर्न खोजेको देख्नुभयो र आउटसाइड अफ स्टम्प बल फालिदिनु भयो विकेट गएको छ यहाँ नरेश बुढायरको सागर पुनको रङ टाइममा विकेट गएको छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11
भित्र दिएका थिए मिडल स्टम्पमा र मिस गरे सागर पुनले लेग साइड स्टर्लिङको र सागर पुनले आफ्नो विकेट गुमाउनु पुगेका छन् र यसका साथै क्रिजमा आएका छन् राजु रिजल माफ गर्नु होला आनन्द सुब्रमण्यम विदेशी खेलाडी काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 का लागि इन्डियाबाट आएका ब्याकअप प्लेयर भन्नुपर्छ किनभने सुरुमा रोहन मुस्तफा खेल्ने कुरा थियो तर उनी इमर्जिङ नेसन्स कपमा व्यस्त भएर सुरुको गेम खेल्न पाएका छैनन् दोस्रो गेममा आउने कुरा भइरहेको छ सम्भावना इमर्जिङ कपबाट बाहिरिसकेको छ हेर्न सक्छौँ 7 म्याच खेलेका छन् 48 को हाई स्कोर छ 32 वर्षका एक्सपिरियन्स अनुभवी खेलाडी किङ्स 11 का लागि
राम्रो सुरुवात यो आनन्दद्वारा 1 रनको लागि खेलेका छन् लङ अन दिशामा पर्ल स्टर्लिङ धेरै नै एक्सपिरियन्स प्लेयर हुन् उहाँलाई थाहा छ के गर्नुपर्छ के गर्नु हुँदैन भन्ने थाहा छ उहाँलाई त्यही अनुसार बल गरिरहेको
साइडमा हल्का हातले खेलिदिए 1 रनको लागि 69 रन अझ बाँकी छ बनाउन किङले हामी 14औं ओभरको अन्तिममा आइपुगेका छौँ 1 बल बाँकी छ पल स्टर्लिङले निकै नै राम्रो कमब्याक गरेका छन् पहिलो ओभर पछि
धेरै नै ठुलो प्रहार यो आनन्द सुब्रमण्यमद्वारा 6 रनको लागि यस्तै प्रहारको आवश्यकता थियो राम्रो छक्का हाने उहाँले सिधै साइड स्क्रिनको माथिबाट क्याच अटेम्प्ट भएन त्यहाँ स्पेक्टेटरद्वारा टुर्नामेन्ट सक्सेस 59
लास्ट बल यो ओभरको र 1 रन लिएर दोस्रोको लागि कल गरिसकेका छन् र पुरा गर्नेछन् 2 रनका साथ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 को 100 रन पुरा भएको छ 14 ओभरको समाप्तिमा 3 विकेटको क्षतिमा रन पुरा भएको छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 को लास्ट ओभरको लास्ट बलमा आनन्द सुब्रमण्यम आउने बित्तिकै छक्का प्रहार गरिसकेका छन् राम्रो फर्ममा देखिएका छन् आनन्द सुब्रमण्यम इन्डियाबाट आएका छन् खेल्नको लागि चेन्नईबाट खेल्ने गर्थे उनको साथ छ नरेश बुढायरको जुन राम्रो फर्ममा देखिरहेका छन् यो म्याचमा पनि रोटेसन अफ स्ट्राइक राम्रो गरेका छन् र अड बाउन्ड्री पनि बेला बेलामा हानेका छन् नरेश बुढायरले राम्रो ब्याटिङ भन्नुपर्छ परेश
धेरै नै राम्रो ब्याटिङ नरेश बुढायरद्वारा र अब 61 रन चाहिएको छ 36 बलमा इट्स नट इम्पोसिबल इट्स क्वाइट गेटेबल 3 विकेट मात्रै गएको 7 विकेट हातमा छ अझै अमर सिंह रौटेला सोमपाल कामी जस्ता हार्ड हिटिङ ब्याट्सम्यान आउनै बाँकी छ अझै
ललित सिंह भण्डारी आफ्नो दोस्रो स्पेल लिएर हल्का हातले खेलिरहेका छन् 1 रनको लागि आनन्द सुब्रमण्यम स्ट्राइकमा आएका छन्
राम्रो ड्राइभ गरिदिए नरेश बुढायरले स्ट्रेट ब्याटले लङ अन दिशामा 1 रनको लागि नरेश बुढायर यसरी नै सुरुवात गर्छन् उहाँ डट बल्स धेरै खेल्दैनन् सिंगल डबल्स खेल्छन् जहाँ बल हान्ने बल छ उहाँलाई तुरन्त प्रहार गरिहाल्छन्
ललितको हामी स्टार्ट हेर्न सक्छौं 1 म्याचमा छन् जसमा 1 विकेट लिएका थिए उनले
अर्को 6 धेरै नै ठुलो क्याचले चान्से जनता ड्रप भएको छ धेरै नै ठुलो छक्का यो आनन्द सुब्रमण्यमको पिकअप
रिप्ले हेर्न सक्छौं लेग स्टम्पको उठाइदिएका छन् लेग साइडमा राम्रो सर्ट 6 हो ब्याटमा लाग्ने बित्तिकै छक्का जान्छ भन्ने कुरा लगभग थाहा भइसक्यो त्यस्तो सर्ट थियो यो साउन्ड मिठो आएको थियो ललित सिंह भण्डारी हल्का प्रेसरमा देखिएका छन् अब दिपेन्द्र सिंह अहिले आएका छन् कुरा भाइस क्याप्टन चितवन टाइगर्सका टिमले इम्प्रेस गरेका छन् परेसलसम्म
धेरै नै राम्रो छक्का यो 2 छक्का प्रहार गरिसकेका छन् र यो टुर्नामेन्ट एभरेस्ट प्रिमियर लिगको 60औं छक्का हो यो मेरिमो
स्लो ओभरको सुरुवात हुनेछ सुरुवात भइसकेको छ जुन त्यो हिटिङ सुरु भइसकेको छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 को 7 विकेट अझै बाँकी छ नो बल फ्री हिट पाउनेछन् यहाँ आनन्द सुब्रमण्यमले सरी स्ट्राइक चेन्ज गरेका थिए नरेश बुढाहरूले फ्री हिट पाउनेछन् मौका हुनेछ नरेश बुढाहरूले आफ्नो पहिलो बाउन्ड्री हान्ने यो म्याच
धेरै नै ठुलो नो बल भन्न सकिन्छ यसलाई ललित सिंह भण्डारी अलि बढी एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट गर्न खोजेका थिए तर नो बल हुन पुग्यो यर्कर लेन्थ फाल्न खोजेका थिए र फ्री हिट नरेश बुढायर के गर्छन् उनले हेरौं
आज फास्ट बलरहरू स्ट्रगल गरेर आएका देखिएका छन् जितन मुखियाले पनि 2टा फ्री हिट दिएका थिए फर्स्ट इनिङमा र अहिले 3टा फ्री हिट दिएका थिए परेशमलाई सचाउनु भयो फ्री हिटको लागि यो बल र फुल टोस गरेका छन् र स्ट्रेटमा चौका हुनेछ नरेश बुढायरको पहिलो चौका यो इनिङ्समा र किङ्स 11ले मोमेन्टम पाएको छ यो ओभरमा ललित सिंह भण्डारीको खराब ओभर यो अहिलेसम्म परेश
एकदमै पोर बलिङ यो ललित सिंह नेसनल टिम नेपाल नेसनल टिमबाट खेलिरहेका छन् अझै पनि टिममै छन् नो बल जस्तो डिजास्टर्स गर्नु भनेको के हैन त्यसले राम्रो प्रहार
किनभने अरू नेपालसँग त्यही पनि आज स्ट्रगल गरेर आएको जसरी मुखियाले फर्स्ट ओभर आज सोमपालले पनि 2 ओभर मात्र गरे फर्स्ट इनिङमा हल्का समस्यामा देखिएका थिए
धेरै नै राम्रो ब्याटिङ यो नरेश बुढायरद्वारा चौका प्रहार गरेपछि सिंगल लिएर आनन्द सुब्रमण्यमलाई दिएका छन् उहाँ नै हुन् मेन की काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 का ब्याट्सम्यानहरुमा जो चाहिँ ठुलो प्रहार गर्न सक्छन् ललित सिंह भण्डारी एकदम प्रेसरमा देखिन्छन् जब आनन्द सुब्रमण्यम स्ट्राइकमा आउँछन्
स्लो ट्राई गरेका थिए र 1 रनको लागि खेलिदिएका छन् आनन्द सुब्रमण्यमले राम्रो ब्याटिङ गरिरहेका छन् ठुलो हिटहरू लाउन सक्छन् र त्यसै गरी नै सोमपाल आउन बाँकी छन् रौतेला आउन बाँकी छन् दुवै पनि सक्षम छन् ठुलो हिटको लागि किङ्स 11 फेभरेट हो त म्याच जित्नको लागि परेश के भन्नुहुन्छ
जस्तो मोमेन्टम अहिले काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 तर्फ आइरहेछ जहाँसम्म मलाई लाग्छ यो म्याच किङ्स 11 ले जित्ने सम्भावना अलि बढेको छ अहिले विकेट गएको छ यहाँ नरेश बुढायरको डिप स्क्वायर लेग बाउन्ड्रीमा क्याच हुन पुगे सर्ट बल थियो हान्ने बल थियो तर त्यति टाइम गर्न सक्नु भएन सिधै फिल्डरको हातमा फेरि गएको छ रिप्ले हेरौँ यहाँ अलिकति टपेज लागेको थियो सिधै फिल्डरको हातमा
पहिलो पटक सर्ट बल एटेम्प गरेका थिए सही ठाउँमा गरे नरेश बुढायरको आँखाले बाउन्ड्री हान्ने प्रयासमा आउट भएका थिएन नरेश बुढायर राम्रो फर्ममा देखिरहेका थिए स्ट्राइक रोटेट गरिरहेका थिए बाउन्ड्री पनि हानिसकेका थिए र दोस्रो बाउन्ड्री हान्ने प्रयासमा आउट भएका छन् र यसका साथै आएका छन् अमर सिंह रौतेला धेरै ब्याटिङ गर्ने मौका पाएका थिएनन् लास्ट इयर र जति पनि मौका पाएका थिए त्यति रन हान्न सकेका थिएनन् र एउटा नयाँ सिजन हो नयाँ सुरुवात हो सोमपालभन्दा अगाडि ब्याटिङ गर्न आएका छन् पक्कै पनि मेसेज क्लियर छ भनेर
अमर सिंह रौतेला सोमपाल कामी अलिक इन्जर्ड भएका थिए अघि बलिङ गर्दाखेरि एङ्कल ट्विस्ट भएको थियो त्यसले गर्दा उहाँ सर्टन जति मिनट बाहिर बस्नुभयो त्यति मिनट पछि मात्र ब्याटिङ गर्न आउने त्यस्तो रुल हुन्छ क्रिकेटमा प्रोबेबली त्यसले गर्दाखेरि अमर सिंह रौतेला सोमपाल भन्दा अगाडि आएका हुन्
र यसका साथै कमेन्ट्रीमा चेन्ज हुनेछ हाम्रा इङ्ग्लिस सहकर्मीहरू एन्ड्रु लिनर्ड र नवनीत कृष्ण आउँदैछन्
Yeah, thank you, Rajan. And I was just in with the match referee and the panel of umpires, and I said, you don't do boring cricket matches in Nepal. They don't exist here. They're not even within the belief or the ecosystem. So, looks like we're in for a fourth cracker out of 4 matches, Nav.
Yeah, we're not going to count that out. It was almost 100 required of the final 10 overs, and they're well on course to getting that.
Damal back into the attack and inside edge. Scurries past the keeper. Fine leg's got to run around. Oh, God, another misfield. The fielding has been poor. And they get back for 3. It was 96 to win off the last 10, Nav. And certainly I thought that the way the Kings had batted, that they were likely to chase this down, but they're arguably favourites now.
Yeah. But what's going to be important is that they keep their wickets in hand. They've lost 4 already, and it's Amar is in the centre. But an excellent spell of bowling, and Dakal is bowled well.
Yeah, Dakal into his final over here. Yet to take a wicket, but he's bowled nicely. Short from Dakal, hammered into the leg side, but straight to the man at long on. Crowd starting to filter in here to the Kurdapur International Cricket Ground. We had remarkable numbers for a work day yesterday. The final count was just over 5,000. I'd say we'll be somewhere around that figure with the beautiful weather here.
In an appeal, was there an edge on it? No, says the umpire. It's going to be very interesting is who's going to bowl the remaining 4 overs. Lalit Singh Bandari has 2 overs up his sleeve, so it's likely that he would consume 2. And George Scott has...
Hammered down the ground powerfully. Long on runs around. He can't get there. That's 4 more. The Kings starting to really motor now.
Once again here, a full pitch delivery, and he hit that very hard. 1 bounce in over. Chance for the long on fielder to off. You're just getting back to who Prithu Baskota has up his sleeve. George Scott is bowled very well, and he has 2.
Looks for the big shot again. Somewhat agricultural thus far from Rotella, but it's been effective. He gets his time. Anand Subramanian, the Indian, he is absolutely flying though. He's on 18 of just 7 balls, and he's really tilted the balance in favour of the Kings at the moment. quicker to finish his spell from Damal. That's the end of the 16th over. 25 for 4. Yeah, the fans are trying to see the action from every angle. That's actually outside the ground, Navneet, would you believe? I'm sure they'll be filtering in for the second innings, and for the second match today, the 1 o'clock start this afternoon. But we've got a game on here.
And by the end of yesterday, we had over 5,000 people in the crowd, and that's a fantastic turnout for a working day. And like I mentioned, it's going to be very similar today as well, and this one seems to be going down to the last over. 36 required now in 24.
It's going to be Bandari to continue with his left arm. Fielded by Scott, and as you said, now, interesting, will it be Bandari and Scott to finish out the remaining 4 overs? Will they think that seam is the answer, or will they go back to spin?
Yeah, because they have Dipendra Singh Airy, who has 2 overs left as well, right? And George Scott with his medium pace. I would imagine Dipendra Singh Airy bowling an over for end.
Well, it's interesting now because Scott is down in front of us here, and the young 23-year-old Middlesex seamer, he might have a huge amount of pressure on his shoulders if he's going to bowl the final 2 from the far end. Well bowled, Bandari.
It's very impressive from Bandari so far. Just 19 conceded, and he's into his 3rd over, and in the context of the game, in this situation, this is good bowling.
Yeah, now we've been lucky enough to actually be calling the last 5 overs of all 3 matches so far. This makes it 4. I don't know, is it something to do with our magic touch that just keeps influencing these stunning finishes we're getting?
I'm not complaining. I'm happy to see these 20-over games go down to the wire.
Hammered down the ground. You can see the batsman trying to get outside his off stump. He's almost showing his stumps to Bandari, tempting him to bowl at the stumps with that incredibly short leg side boundary. Looks like a 45, 50-yard hit today.
And they have 2 fielders at the boundary line on the offside. Long off and deep point. And a very tidy line. He's bowling to his field outside off and just about at off stump. And there's not much that the batsman can do.
Inside out, over extra cover. Well clear the fielder. Super fielding from George Scott, but the throw's to the wrong end. He picked it up beautifully. And the man turning at the non-striker's end, he stumbled, and if the throw had gone to the bowler, that would have been a run out.
And you could see the bowler quite upset that the ball didn't come towards him. He was hoping that George Scott would throw the ball back to the bowler, and that would have meant there was a chance for a run out there. And you can see the replay once again. George Scott went for the far end, and that meant that the batsman had more time to come back for the second quite easily at the end.
The 2 batsmen almost ending up at the same end, but the throw just went to completely the wrong end. Amar Singh Rutela looks to have almost hurt himself a little. He twisted his leg a little bit as he was turning, running for the 2, trying to get back for his partner. And it's Subramanian on strike here, 22 off 10. Hammered into the leg side, that's what he was looking for. And that's flown all the way for 6, a powerful strike.
How important is this knock? Anand Subramaniam, 28 now that he's batting on. Crucial runs. 135 for 4 at the end of 17. 26 required in 3 overs.
No ball again. Bandari oversteps. And that's going to not only be another 2 runs to the target, a huge no ball that one, Nav.
This is going to hurt the Chitwan Tigers a lot. You don't want to be giving easy runs at this stage of the game. 2 runs, and now a chance for Subramaniam with the free hit as well. And he's in sublime form so far. Still 1 ball left in the 17th over.
Free hit. Only half connected with. They're going to try and come back for 2. Subramanian's desperate for the strike. The throw comes in. But no run out there. That is now the end of the 17th over. It's 139 for 4. It's a stunning setting here at the Kirtipur International Cricket Ground in Kathmandu, Nepal. Very healthy crowd filtering in for the morning match. And Anand Subramanian from India is taking this game away from the Chitwan Tigers. And now we've got to know.
Just 5 games that each team get to play in the league stages. With 2 games down, it's not going to be easy for them to come back from that stage. So they have to somehow manufacture a win here, the Chitwan Tigers. And it's the right person with the ball in hand. George Scott just conceded the 8 runs in the first 2 overs. And they'd be hoping that they can get out, because Anand is striking it beautifully. And he's taking this game away from the Tigers.
Yeah, and you can see the experience of Anand Subramanian there, forcing his partner Ratella to come back for 2, so he kept the strike. He knew that if he can face George Scott, he's going to back himself to close out this match before the final over. It's 23 runs now required for the Kings off the final 3 overs, 23 off 18. Full clipped into the leg side, into the longer part of the field. Subramanian wants 2. The throw comes in. It's a poor one. It has to be said, Nav, we've seen some poor fielding today from the Chitwan Tigers.
And Subramaniam is taking advantage of that. Very sensible. He's not looking for the big ones. He knows that that's not needed at this point of time. With just 20 required of 17, he can afford to just maneuver the ball around and get the singles and the doubles. And this is a very, very useful knock from Anand Subramaniam. In just the 4 games that we've seen, Andrew, in the Everest Premier League, it's the foreign players who have dominated with the bat in hand.
Oh, that's glorious from Subramanian. Scott strays onto the legs. There's no fine leg. And that clips away for 4. Subramanian moves to 35. He's yet to face a top ball.
Is that going to seal the deal for the Kathmandu Kings 11? Nicely tucked away on the leg side, and that runs away past the fine leg bound, who was very square. And suddenly the equation now is less than 6 to the over.
Yeah, pressure on George Scott. Real pressure on the young man from Middlesex. Oh, the pressure's telling. That's a wide. That's a very poor delivery down the leg side. We saw Subramanian punching the air after he hit that 4 last ball, Nav.
Yes, that boundary had to do it for them. Going to relieve a lot of pressure off the Kings 11. And like you mentioned, more pressure. But had a very good first spell. And you can see that he's struggling under pressure as well.
Down the ground. And Subramanian decides that there's no need to risk the 2 now. He thinks he's got the equation well in hand. Scott's first spell, 2 overs done for 8. He did bowl beautifully. Hit a lovely, but the pressure just telling. And that experience of Subramanian coming to the fore. The Kings now just need 14 more. Onto the pads again. That fine leg has come finer, so just going to be a single.
There's 13 required of 14 deliveries now. And they don't want to experiment too much. The Kathmandu Kings 11. Stick to the basics. A lot of gaps, especially on the leg side. And Anand has been smart enough to get the singles and doubles.
Leg side again, he gets away with it. Finally a dot ball for Subramanian. Good fielding as well from Scott. What I've been interested to see as well, Nav, is some of the captaincy. The local players, Prithu Baskota here, is coming under a lot of pressure, and you're in a position now where you must take wickets to get yourself back in the game. And all the 4 fielders in the ring, they're right on the edge of the ring. It's very difficult to save the runs coming. And realistically, the Kings can just coast home here.
Well, it's a bit of a tricky situation for Prithu Baskota, to be honest. At the start of this over, it was still very tight. But that one boundary changed it all. And
Hammered down the ground with a full flourish. Sensational striking from Anand Subramanian. 6 more. And that could be game, set and match for the Kathmandu Kings.
Well, it was an Indian who dominated Yendra Singh with that glorious century. And have a look at this, a glorious 6 over long on. And that has to be game, set and match for the Kathmandu. What a fantastic strike that from Anand Subramaniam.
Overs gone, 154 for 4. Outside edge off Bandari. There's no third man. That's going to be 4 more. This game is ending in a hurry, Nav.
It's pretty much done and dusted now. What a phenomenal partnership this has been. And Anand Subramaniam, outside off a lot of width, gets the top edge, but it flies past the short fine leg. Man, in fact, and 4 runs, and that means they require just 3 runs now. This has been a very comprehensive performance by the Kathmandu Kings 11 with the bat. They'll take a lot of confidence with this performance going into the next game. And on the other side, the Chitwan Tigers, they have a few problems to think about.
Yeah, and not just only impressive with the bat, Navneet, but also crucially that momentum they dragged in the innings back, the last 5 overs. Wide outside off. The umpire has a long think about it, and he decides we're going to have a dot ball.
Side, do you think that the pace of George Scott helped Anand Subramaniam get those crucial runs? Would you have bowled one of your key spinners in the form of Dipendra Singh Airi, who has 2 overs left?
Yeah, I would have liked to see an Airi or maybe Paul Sterling bowl. I suppose what the Tigers are really lacking is any mystery spin. They have a couple of left arm off spinners and 2 off spinners, and then medium pace. There's a bit of a lack of variety in their attack. That could be costing them in this 2018 Everest Premier League. Down the ground towards the man at mid-on who's in the circle, so just going to be a single. This partnership, it's worth 44. And it's come in just 3.3 overs. So that's off 21 balls. Impressive stuff.
Yeah, very impressive batting. And also supported by some very mediocre bowling, you'd have to say. And something that I don't understand is Prithu Baskota didn't bowl Dipendra Airi with his full quota of 4 overs. He's one of your star spinners. And that, for me, I'm not able to understand.
Nice slower ball from Bandari, but Anand Subramanian, he's not going to be selfish. He's going to clip it off his legs for one, and he's going to say, Amar Singh Rotella, the local boy, you hit the winning run, son.
Fantastic cricket that we've witnessed over the last 3 days here in the TVS Everest Premier League. One of those rare occasions where we're going to possibly see a result in the 19th over, not the 20th over, Andrew.
I know, I'm still backing this to go to the final over. We'd be breaking tradition if we didn't. So I think we'll have a wicket and a dot ball to finish this over before Subramanian polishes it off in the last. And then we can say we've had 4 final over finishes in 4 days. We'll find out. Glorious shot. It is going to finish in the penultimate over. He hits the winning runs. Amar Singh, the Kathmandu Kings, they punch the air. They're off to a winning start in the 2018 TVS Everest Premier League.
A very convincing performance by the Kathmandu Kings 11. Just their first game this season, like we mentioned. And they'll be very happy with what they've put up. The Chitwan Tigers, 2 games in 2 days and 2 losses. And they have a lot to think about, and especially at the very end. They lost 6 wickets for 18 runs. Once again, the winning runs from Rotella above mid-on, 1 bounce over the boundary line, and it's a happy.
Yeah, and I suppose the big concern for the Kings, despite the win, is Sampal Kami and his fitness. We saw him there with the pads on, but it did look like a little bit of a nasty injury, so let's hope he'll be able to continue to play a role. He's so crucial to the Kings with bat and ball, and it makes this win all the more impressive that they've done it without him, really. He only bowled 2 overs. Now let's take a look at some of the ball strike from the batting highlights. It was a slow start for the Kings, and we were wondering what they were doing now.
Well, it was a measured approach, to be honest. They knew that they had the batsmen to follow, and they can take their time, and that's exactly what they did. Very different approach to what happened in the first innings.
And yeah, you saw Kevin O'Brien with 1 flourish, but then he was gone shortly afterwards, and it was actually left really to Anand Subramanian and young Amar Singh Rotella. Subramanian finishing with 43 not out off 18 balls. What an innings that was. It was really to clinch the win for the Kings. Rotella finished with a flourish, 21 off 12. And George Scott's 3rd over, an expensive one, 15 coming off that. And you could see the winning runs hit there. Delight for the Kings 11. Campaigns off to a winning start, but dejection for the Chitwan Tigers.
They have to be. Very quickly, let's take a look at the few wickets that did fall down for the Kathmandu Kings 11. The first one, the big hoik over mid-wicket and an excellent catch by Bhim Sharkey at mid-wicket, and then that was the big one, Kevin O'Brien, and this was the time when Shah Alam was bowling some excellent left-arm spin, and then Paul Sterling managed to get one as well.
That was the final 4th wicket to fall for 22, and I thought that might tilt the. I thought we were going to have another seesawing game, but the experience of Subramanian was just too classy, and that saw the Kathmandu Kings home by 6 wickets. We're going to join you in a little while with a post-match presentation.